Oh, no gamers. Oh.
Yeah, alright, pal.
Oh, and these hard ties need to bloody warm up.
Get the fucking door! Oh my god.
Oh, these hard ties need to bloody warm up.
So there's a bit of an argument with Don and NJ and earlier.
Oh, don't get me started with them.
What the f...
Earlier.
Why is that man using thermites, man, the pure slag? Well, come, junkie. What the fucking suffer, man? Why is that man using thermites, man, the pure slag?
Someone got the microphones coming out of the fucking telly.
Yeah, sorry, it's because I put it on OBS, but I'm not streaming yet, so it's picking up the stream.
I was going to say.
Apologies.
What's the delay?
Two boys taking the double points tonight.
I can tell you who isn't.
Well, you've already took yours, so.
Exactly.
Where did you take yours? Daytona. Doubled. He doubled 14.
Yeah. Knacked it, didn't I?
Way too long, yeah.
Someone's already committed. 2 people already committed to taking theirs next week.
Sorry, brother.
I know
what's next week?
I know who's. I know one of them.
2 people's already committed to taking their points next week.
In pro.
Yeah.
Me. Wait, what's next week again?
Imola.
Yeah, it's the last one, innit?
There's Le Mans actually next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Le Mans next.
The next round's Imola. Yeah, I know.
Are you still doing the Le Mans, like, yeah?
Yeah. Why is that not working? Equals N18 minus P19 plus Q19 minus S19. That's exactly the same sum.
You still algebra, what the fuck did you just say?
No, yeah, really. I've not done that shit for a while.
Fucking P19 equals Q19 equals...
Sounds like an Excel spreadsheet, that fucker.
It is. I'm trying to do the sum for Mazda's points. With his double and the fact he's changed manufacturer, add it all together.
Why the fuck do you need P's and Q's for numbers?
Because the column J or Q or whatever on the spreadsheet, row whatever.
You just add the numbers up.
So I don't get it. So the one above for Welsh's equals N18 minus P18 plus Q18 minus S18.
Add Z9216.
Mazda's is alright. NPQS.
Right, so that equals S times Q plus F divided by Z.
N minus P plus Q minus S. But yet Mazda's got a hashtag value problem because it's not working out right.
Why the fuck's Mazda got a hashtag value?
Because it's not working out right. So it equals total score minus drop score plus double points
it equals the total of a fucking
minus
engine.
of what he's took. Nothing. So let me get rid of that for what he's took. Does that work out right? Still not working. Why? Let's just start so it equals that.
Yep, boys. Send me an invite, peeps.
Because it's 20, it's cut now, that's not
I'll
right.
send you one, Sooty.
Yeah,
Thanking you, Liam.
Can you send me one as well, please, Liam?
Yeah, I'll both one, don't you work.
Thank you.
Yes, Mazda's left, that means I'm number 1. The only way I get it.
Where are you, Sooty, on my friend list? Nate bottom.
Zzz, zzz.
I figured out the problem. We're all good.
Oh, you fucking big brain!
Was it
Like,
a picnic?
no,
The
it's
Z was
because I deleted one of Mazda's scores, which
Why'd
scores
you
didn't
do
say
that?
0. But now I've inputted the 0, it's all working. Mazda's technically on minus 13 points, which isn't right. Because he's not got a drop.
That's your shame, man. Minus 30.
Minus points. How's that?
No, he's on 0 points because Mazda's not got a drop score. You shut
Too
up. You
quick.
ate too much of it. You ate too far off being a noob, nearly losing to your dad.
Yeah, I'm fucking bad. What's the difference?
Fucking big brain. Losing to his dad on the pad. Ooh.
Scandalous.
Although you have, I suppose, got your double points today, whereas your dad's took his. I apologise, Keegan.
Can I go in the generator tonight?
No.
Small brain, man.
What the fuck did I just edit? Because I need to unedit it.
Oh, I hate it when you do that. Don't do what I do. I always do that before a race.
I know, no, I didn't save over it. I knew what it was.
Oh, whatever you do, right? Don't qualify third, and then reset all your wheel settings.
Probably not a good idea, like.
It's
In
not
all honesty,
advisable.
I'd like to know why would I do that?
I did it at Spa, didn't I, last season? I was like, that's the highest I've ever qualified on the wheel. Ah. Oh dear.
So, double points tonight, double points tonight.
It's mad to do 60 kilometres an hour in first down the pit lane. I'm using 27 horsepower.
Double points next week.
That's it.
He's either tonight or next.
Trying to do that in my little Fiesta, I'd be using 140.
Double points. Yes, that's everybody's taken then. Tonight, next week. So it's just Fury we're waiting to find out when he's going to take his.
Oh, it ain't gonna matter when Fury takes it. He's gonna score.
Alright, mate.
Next to nothing.
What are you doing? Ba-la-la-la. You alright, bud? What are you doing? Playing toys? What are you playing with? Come on, give us a knock. Are you thinking what else you want to play?
Yeah.
Going up to watch a film soon.
Okay.
Because Daddy's streaming.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good boy.
Why have you
When
got
you
a
get big enough,
fishing
you're going to be
rod?
racing. Yeah. When you get big enough, you're going to be racing.
Yeah.
Beat that sooty apex.
Why is there a...
Oh, you're going to be commentating. You're going to be like
Why did
Daddy.
you just come up here with a
Yeah.
fishing rod?
And get that card.
Says he'll commentate and then
Mickey,
Daddy
go
can
on.
actually show us what he's made of.
Hey, by the time I start racing, you'll be long down in the fucking amateur division, pal.
Belong down in the fucking ground.
Well, you've got to start. Well, you technically have to start in the amateur division.
I mean, technically, unless there's a free
Yeah,
space,
fair
you
one.
are right. I have to
Good
start in the
point.
amateur division, and I'd show them all up in the Akora.
I'd laugh if Dean beats you.
I mean, it's Tyler, so I wouldn't be fucking surprised, not
Hey,
gonna let.
the day Dean beats me peace was the day I'm hanging up my cap, my headset. I won't even commentate anymore. You'll just have
Hang
to.
on, I'm sure we've got a video clip somewhere of Dean beating you.
I'm sure we
Yeah,
have
I'm sure
but
there'll
me
be
and
one
Keeks
somewhere.
found tables of Dean beating you over the course of a season the other day, young sir.
Yeah.
No.
Now I'm
Facts.
just not as shit.
Not as. Not
We've
as.
seen it all. We've seen it all.
I've improved. Dean's just not changed.
Whoa, we got about Dean's up and down. I think she's upstairs, mate. Dean's up and down. He pro guy last year, and took a 5th place in one race last year. The race you took a race win. Since then, it's gone downhill for you and Dean. Just more
Yeah.
downhill for
Dean's
Dean.
fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, more downhill for Dean.
Dean was
Dean's
hanging off
just
the edge of
gone
Mount
more
Everest. You
downhill.
just going down a gradual decline, just a gradual hill.
Hey, no, it's not that gradual because I'm still mid-table.
For now,
Ish.
season's not over yet, mate.
Yeah, we're
Sutty,
fine.
Jamie, Keegs, and Fury's got, and Mazda's got double points to take. Yeah, where are you?
Trust me, I can fuck them up.
You heard that? You all
Have
heard
you
that,
seen
didn't
my
you?
driving?
You all heard
Yeah.
that, didn't you? Penalty against Peaceful Explosion. Scandalous.
I'll report you to the police if you do that.
Nah, it'll be a glitch, mate. If anything like that happens,
Oh, now
it's obviously a glitch.
now you just sound like NJ. You petty that. Oh, by the way, thank you, Sutty.
God.
Thank you, Sutty,
Why?
for last night. Just for what you were putting in the stream, mate. Because
right,
Andy was having
right.
problems with his pad and couldn't talk. He was trying to change cameras all the time. I was having to focus that
Yeah.
much on commentary that you and Peaceful did me a favour for saying
Telling them
shit
to
for NJ.
fucking
Yeah.
idiots, shut up.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Because normally when my co-commentator talks for a bit, I can read the chat.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Andy and his problems, I couldn't do it. By the way, has anyone seen the weather for today?
Yeah.
What's that?
Has anybody seen the
Thunderstorms,
weather
eh?
for today?
No, what is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's have a look.
put it this way: you ought to not be practicing in the dry.
Oh, what? No. No way.
Oh,
What is it? What do you
no.
say?
No.
Watch how it works, doesn't it?
Well, it looks like
That's how it works, isn't it?
looks like default it is, Jamie.
Maz, you know when he goes, we've got a fish on. I've caught a fucking whale here. I've fucking got him. He's coming.
I have
He's
not bit.
fucking
I
coming.
have not bit as much as you. I just went default. I'm not like you. Who's like. "Ah!"
Oh, 3 people taking double points tonight.
Oh shit.
3.
3 people taking doubly bubbly tonight.
All right. How many does that leave for Imola?
2.
Oh, right.
So-
Oh, Liam!
Oh shit. Sorry, people, I didn't see you there.
It's alright.
What car are you in?
Now I've had to cut that.
What car am I in? I don't know what you're on about.
Oh, I wonder why you're trying that.
I don't know what you're on about. I'm in. This is the Porsche, just a black livery for it.
We'll see
Ain't
inside.
that? I'm in that Porsche with a black livery. Come on, why?
Yeah,
does
he's
no
in the
one
Black
believe
Lives
me?
Matter car, Sutty.
Exactly.
Did anybody else see that with Lewis Hamilton, by the way?
Oh, don't.
The Welsh presenter fucking asked him, "Oh, you're challenging for an 8th world title?" And he went, "No, I'm
Yeah, I
here for
saw that.
equality." And I was just like, "And turn that video off." Not listening to him preaching about fucking equality and black lives and shit like that.
I know. Did you see the Aston Martin presentation yet?
No, I
See,
didn't
oh
watch
my
it.
Jesus Christ! The woman who was presenting had to ask, "Who am I asking this question to?"
Clearly, she's not an F1 fan.
No, I think it was a former Bond girl or something.
Either that or just doesn't recognise Stroll as an F1 driver. Let's be honest, Sutty could jump in car and do a better job than Stroll, and he's too big for the car, too tall.
I definitely wouldn't fit in that car.
Ooh, is that Sutty who's just sent it on peaceful? Good job.
Anybody seen Dean's dive last night?
I'm ghosting. He can't see me.
Do you know? Did you know what he did after he did that dive, Jamie?
What?
So I said to him in chat last night, I went, "Oh, that was good, wasn't it? You move on Aiden," and he didn't say no. And then about 10 minutes later, Dean pops up on headset. "Oh, Aiden's just texted me saying I'm sorry for hitting you on that dive," and I'm like,
I was in the
"Aiden didn't
party,
hit you
I
on
think.
that dive." Did Aiden Bulls text you? You're just making it up. You fucking hope for a bit of attention.
Dean shit.
Loves a bit of attention, Dean does.
Just to say as well, Sutty Kieran could be on track tonight.
Oh God.
He's my wingman, he's gonna fuck a lot of cars up for me.
Oh my God.
City.
Sutty is numero uno target.
Yeah.
Can Peaceful gain any places tonight? Oh yeah, Andy's not racing, so we could gain on Andy.
Is he racing next week?
Who, Andy?
No, Kieran.
I don't know.
No,
Monkey Boy.
no,
Monkey Boy
next
was meant
week.
to be racing tonight, but Monkey Boy can't do tonight.
I think if Monkey can race, he's racing all of them. Because he's clearly going to be in it in this league next season.
Not yet. Season's not over yet. Kieran, Liam, Joe Halty can still win the title yet.
I don't give a shit about the title. I'm more bothered about getting promoted.
I mean, mathematically, Deeks can still win the title yet.
What, in hours?
Yeah.
You're right.
The only people who can't is Fury and Mazda.
I was going to say, hello. Oh, look, there's a wall.
Oh.
Hello, wall, my old friend.
It's nice to see you again.
Right, we're back in a minute. I need a piss. Pre-race piss.
Piss on the wall. Show the wall who's boss.
Good day at work, City.
Yeah, it was alright, mate. I did get it wrong. Fillers today.
I thought he was.
Bro, what the fuck just happened?
Good job on keeping Liam's head straight for his victory.
No, he did really well.
Gutted for him race 2 though.
Yeah, it was odd that.
Got a bit pissed off with race.
I don't know what happened with his fuel because he said he put 43 litres in.
Yeah, even Peaceful said that that's 23 laps in the Merc.
Yeah. And then he had 2 laps left and he had 6.6 litres and he still ran out even though he ran a lap on lane.
Yeah, that shouldn't be working, that. Shouldn't be happening, that. Vision that was planted in my brain.
Oh shit.
Still remains.
So I thought he had enough, so I said, I'll put it back in Rich, you've got enough, and he ran out.
Well, at least it didn't run out a lap before, or else I would have been fucked. I'm gonna run out, in fact, again here. Whee! I'm too fucking quick.
It's when we find out that Liam actually just had 23 L in.
Yeah, 23 laps. Shut up, Keegs.
Wait, so which side was the litres and which side was the laps? So obviously, yeah, that sounded more funny. So obviously it says 9L and then 4 laps.
What is this?
Shut up, Keegan. And we are streaming. Invites are out.
I won't be joining for 10 minutes, I'm trying something.
It's not really raining, Sutty, by the way.
I got that far.
Yeah, I'm trying something as well.
Can you hear me when I'm
It's coughing and it's making me feel like I can try to trick some at.
Cause you don't what I want, baby. Me.
God, this pit lane's doing my head in. The only problem I've got, I think I've got the race pace, but I haven't got the qualifying pace. I think I'm going to be mid-pack. Oh God!
It's alright, you won't be anywhere different to where I was than first quality and second, pretty much.
Yeah,
It just
I ain't got out.
I reckon Kieran's going to be behind me. It's going to be horrendous. I'm hoping I'm on the inside so I can just cut the first corner and just let everyone past.
Could be worse. Kieran could be in front of you.
Just give me what I want.
Yeah, there was a bit of bitchiness last night, wasn't there?
It was horrible, mate. It was horrible, and they've had a second warning.
Yeah. They don't like you being faster than them, Liam.
They don't. That's genuinely the problem. You said it last night. They genuinely don't like Liam being quicker. Every time Liam and Joe's had a good race.
Yeah. It's alright, because you'll be up in Pro before them. Both you and Joe.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping, anyway.
Just E-Bigs and unorthodox racing. Aye, near bad here.
I'm moving on the game, man.
It's only follow. I'm trying to get these warm to see what they are when they're hot.
Oh, Kelly and Peaceful are in.
What, the hard?
You up?
The hard.
No, the wet.
No, the
wet.
softs.
Don't worry, Sooty, I know your plan. I am doing the same thing. But at that pressure, they're a bit handful, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Gary's in, Jamie's in, they're all coming in now. Peaceful's here for a bit of the action.
This car feels planted to hell when you've got not max fuel, full fueling for a race. Jesus.
You said that last season, actually, didn't you, Maz?
Yeah.
It was better on full fuel.
It was just when it rained.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Back end's out now, that's the problem. Can't get the tyre pressure right.
You're so messing about. You're so messing about with that.
Mate, you know, you'll understand why.
Right. After this race, Raz, we need to tell each other what our tyre pressures are for a giggle. Just message me, and I'll message you.
82.5 and
yeah.
negative 50.6. That's what I was running last night.
All got invalidated lap.
Fuck your tyres, I was running on the fucking rims. Bollocks your tyre pressures.
Oh, there, the car's coming. It's coming
Just sending
to
you
me.
some pictures, Matt.
So it's mine. How long have we got?
I know.
I just did a 127.8.
I might need to just.
Well,
one more
hey, look
notch.
at them!
Oh, isn't he?
Look at him with his name on his mug with Simplay logo.
Right. I'm making him so I'll make my own fucking one first.
Loving the t-shirt. Banging. Well happy with that. That's brilliant.
Back
I'll
end a
stick a
bit
post
out.
up at some point this weekend.
Do you know
That's
what?
lovely.
I need to get one more notch.
I can only do
Ah.
race 2 if I can get on. Get on before. We'll do my best.
That Kieran.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's another one down.
Trash, man. Absolute trash.
I wonder if Joe's going to be watching tonight.
Fucking
Oh,
trash.
dude.
Jesus.
How long we got? Oh, I've still got time.
10 minutes yet,
About
mate.
10 to
We're
10
alright.
minutes.
You
We're
bring the
alright.
charger up with you.
Prison
Yeah,
break.
never
So
do
we're
that
going to join you in your party. I ain't got a party friend.
You can join mine. You are more than welcome.
I'd rather you not be. I bet you don't want to be in Sutties. It's a dictatorship in there. He has to tell Phil what to do. Scandalous.
You get away with us two just having a laugh. Or Phil going, it's him again.
It's him again. Who's him again in relation to? Or do I not want to know? You innit? It's yourself, innit, Sutty? It's you innit? He's on about you, innit? He's 100% on about you. That laugh says it all.
Oh, I don't know what to do here.
Oh, we could. Oh.
Oh.
This is Thursday.
Right, boys. Best of luck for tonight. I'm jumping in a party with Kelly. Have a good, enjoyable race. Peace will try and do your best. We'll be cheering you on as always. We'll cheer you on as always. Don't you worry, Peaceful. It's the night when we've gave up on you at Rapuna Park, final round at season. We'll be like, fuck Peaceful, he don't do out. And then you'll win it. Yeah. Catch you later, boys. Best of luck.
All right, mate. That's on. Here we go. Struggling here a minute. Okay, we should be there. On. Boom, 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 boom.
Good evening.
Hello, mate.
You alright?
You alright?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Cool. Okay.
Sorry, just sorted kids out.
Right. Yeah, I've just been messing. Daniel brought me a new pair of headphones and a microphone.
Alright.
Yeah, and I was going to use them, but they're too bulky. I've actually got me. I got it hooked up to my stereo, so I can hear you through my stereo. And
Right.
I just have my headphones.
Did you turn the light off, James? Right. Thank you. So it's setting up.
Yeah, so I've just kind of been messing around with it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
All a bit of a kerfuffle from D Biggs last week, wasn't there?
Yeah. Oh, mate. Like I put and you put as well. Sorry if we made him feel like we was picking on him, but from our point of view, it looked like he was being a bit silly.
Yeah, it looked like he was driving like shit, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah. And, you know, looking on board, I think he could have blended out the way and let Gary through anyway.
Oh, 100%,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, you know, but he didn't need to push the situation. But, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah. I think it's all smoothed out, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know, people need to understand that we only see it from our point of view. But, yeah.
That's it. I think at times people forget that.
Yes, indeed. You're quite right. Yeah. Yep. Everything else all right? You had a good week?
Yes, not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
What like? Did you win that game? Did you win that game? No. What are you watching? Pick something you both want to watch and put it on. I don't know, but you've got 2 minutes if you're down here to pick one. So hurry. 3 people taking double points tonight.
Okay, who's that?
Big Boy Brazier, Fury, and Sutty.
Oh yeah, Fury's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All but down, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just been out. Well, I joined in on that practice session. I can't remember what day it was. Last Friday, was it?
Yeah.
You invited me into a practice session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christ, I was like 4 seconds off the pace. Kept dropping the Porsche left, right, and centre.
Yes.
Although I've just been out in the Lamborghini, and that seems a little bit more planted than the Porsche.
Sutty wants me to apologise to you.
Okay, what for?
He hit you last week, but because you was in the colour that Liam's normally in, he thought it was Liam. And when he turned around and went, "Oh shit, it's Kelly," tell Matt, when you speak to him next, tell him I said sorry.
Oh, yeah. What, did you in that practice session?
Yeah.
No bother in a practice
12,
session. Yeah.
13, 14, 15. Is that right? Who are we missing? Dan, Fury, in. We're missing Deeks at the minute. Can't see him in. And Phil.
Yeah.
Because there's no Andy tonight. Or Deeks has just joined. No Andy tonight.
No Andy tonight?
No Andy tonight. Don't know. He said he got other things because I know he's not commentating F1.
Alright, okay.
Are you alright? I'm going to speak with Mum about it. Right. Press ready in a minute, even if Phil's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a shit show last night as well.
Was it? Why? What happened?
Just driving standards from last week and this week just seem to have been so shambolic. Like turns 1, 2 and 3, I think half the field had spanned bar the front 3, and the front 3 was like 8 seconds up the road from 4th after the first 3 corners. And it was like, seriously?
Yeah. Turn 1 is a pig. It's an absolute pig.
Wait for your mum to get back.
Still.
Go in live, Nas. Quiet. Shh. Shut that door, James. No, not you, sorry, Kelly. I'm talking to kids that keep running in and out. No, sorry. Kids running in and out. Thank you, James.
Okay, no problem.
No, yeah, the driving standards last night was terrible. And then they had people in the chat, because the game had glitched out again like it did to us last Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we had to go back a lap and do like a... cut the final lap off, because it meant that because it had glitched, someone wasn't able to pit, and then it disqualified them because they'd not done the mandatory stop on the game.
Right.
And it was like, that's not really fair on them. He's pitted twice. It's made him do 2 drive-throughs. So we went back to lap 19 when they crossed the line, and it was like people just kicking off like mad. And it's like, well, hang on, we did it last week. Right, we are going to go live now.
Okay.
Mute that. I'll tell you what's F1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for the Pro tonight around the Indianapolis road course, the Brickyard, as it were to be called otherwise. I'm Matthew Duffin, your host in the commentary box once again on a Thursday evening by Kelly. Kelly, great evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Matt, and good evening, everyone out there watching. Welcome along to Indianapolis. It's a lovely evening here again. I've got my board shorts on again because good.
It is all good indeed, and what a lineup we have for you tonight. Apologies about the screen on display. I've just had to change a few settings on the PlayStation, so just give me 2 moments. Sound was a bit loud from the cars, and we're back live. Yeah. Very good evening to you, Kelly. Very good evening to everybody live watching at home. Good evening to Smithy, that Bozzy boy, Kelly Davis, obviously in the commentary box with me. Daniel Francis as well. How do you like the Android app? Can't see the thumbs up. Not quite sure, Daniel. Not sure on that one at all. But we have 13 cars on track. We are expecting 15 drivers. Kieran Argent will be in the Forever Forward Mercedes tonight, not Monkey Boy, to help Peaceful Explosion score points. But maybe for race 2, he's not sure if he can get off for race 1. So only Peaceful scoring for Forever Forward in this one for the first race. We are missing as well Phil from the grid at the moment. So 13 drivers on track to take you through tonight's first qualifying 20 minutes here in the first qualifying, then followed by a 20-lap race with a 10-minute qualifying for the top 7 drivers, or as there's only 13 if Phil gets in, there will be a top 7. If there only seems to be 13 that start race 1, it to be top 6 for race 2. And it's all going the way of one man at the moment, and that is Gary 131. 36-point lead in the championship from Bad Boy, Big Boy, Lucky Boy, Brazier, whichever one you'd like to call him. He's 36 points back. D Biggs is in 3rd place on 75 points, with Little Each on 162 points, 75 points back from the championship lead. Little Each in 4th place, with Emo Guy 5th, Andy in P6. Obviously no Andy tonight. We miss him. We hope he gets back to the racing grid soon. I think it's just something he's busy with tonight. I don't think it's anything serious as to why he's not here. Just behind Andy then is Peaceful Explosion. I say just behind the gap is 32 points. Can Peaceful Gain close that gap tonight? Sooty Apex is only 8 points off the back of him, with Phil on 95. Unorthodox, after a good week last week at Long Beach, 2 P2s and double points for him as well, moving him up the standings on 89 points. Keegs is on 85. With Welshie 69. AH unfortunately had to drop out earlier in the season on 50, with Deeks on 40, Fury only on 8. And because you get to 3 races to change car, Mazda, new to the Pro Series, has took use of his 3rd race and has changed his car already, so has dropped all the points he had. And don't forget, had a 1st and 2nd at Alton Park, as well as can't remember where he finished last week at Long Beach. I know he DNF'd the 2nd one, but Mazda changing car for this race will be on no points. The Constructors' title looks like this. Leach Motorsport lead the way, 74 points clear of Forever Forward Racing, with Iron Brew Racing A on 108 points behind. 108 points behind Leach Motorsport. Class of 9-7, down to 1 driver, only Emo Guy here tonight. 109 points behind them. 109 points off the title lead, sorry. Then Shake and Bake Motorsport, they're on 212. Run for That Race on 205. DW Racing on 109. FU Racing, Fury and Orthodox on 97. And Simplay Racing on 0. I can confirm that Simplay Racing, Mazda himself and Fury can no longer win the title. Good evening to Nicky in the chat. Dan for the win, he's saying.
Yes, I agree with that. Dan for the win, indeed. I was chatting with Dan this week, as you would do, being that we're related, and he showed me his contract from ProLapse. He's got a contract that they sent to him, which I'm really quite jealous of. Where is my contract? That's what I'm asking. So I'll let Nicky answer that one in due course. So yes, indeed, still all to play for from the front end of the guys. Yeah. I'm expecting some good racing this evening. As you know, Matt, I jumped in on a practice session earlier in the week and was blipping around in the Porsche. And this guy, sorry, not this guy, but this guy, Big Boy Brazier, Lucky Boy Brazier, whichever you want to call him, he was in the session as well as yourself, Matt, and I was about 4 seconds behind you guys. It's not easy at all. It's a grade 1 FIA circuit here, as Formula 1 fans will know. We've been here with Formula 1, not quite this configuration, but very similar to. And we'll get into the layout of the track a bit later on. But of course, it's the infield section, which was, as I said, kind of brought up to spec for Formula 1 a few years back. So, looking forward to some good racing this evening as we see someone going round.
Yeah, that's Fury, who's currently off on the grass. Yeah, no, it's Fury. Dan's the number 3 machine. Fury in the 44 car. So, unfortunately for him, then, he's had an early spin. I think Xmark's got your contract, he says, Nicky in the chat. Kelly, I think Xmark's got your contract. Oh, it's Peaceful as well as taking a trip to the grass. An early pace setters here. 4 guys in the 24s. Big Boy Brazier, Mazda and Orthodubs, and Peaceful Explosion. Man, is he going to do well tonight? Let's have a wait and see. Oh, well, we root for him every week. So. Yeah, let's see what he can do.
Is it Peaceful's week this week? We do hope so. Do you know, we've been.
It's got to come.
It's got to come. One week we've got to be right, Matt, haven't we?
We've got to be right. You can only win the luck of the draw once, I suppose. You'll be very unlucky if you didn't win it once. And Peaceful's got to have a good week, as we see. I think Keegs there losing the rear of his car. Keegs, going back into the pits. Then, as we are on with Peaceful at the moment, just looking at the leaderboard, Sooty up in 5th with Little Each 6th at the minute. Where's championship leader Gary down in P10? So struggling early doors for Gary, the championship leader, with D-Biggs, Deeks and Fury struggling a bit as well. Gary being out-qualified by Welshie at the moment, so not the pace he'd want as D-Biggs just moves himself up into 8th. And Peaceful, Mercedes, it's had the power on certain tracks, Kelly. It's had the straight line speed and the advantage over other cars, but Peaceful's just not been able to put it together over the course of the race.
No, indeed, exactly that, Matt. And regular followers of the Pro Series will know exactly what we're talking about. What was his teammate in the Only G earlier in the season? G dropped out, but G being, again, guys you that follow, the Only G is a very, very, very quick boy, multiple record holder. The Merc even looks a handful in his hands. It seems to be quick, but it is a handful. So, as I said, just hoping that one of these weeks that dear old Peaceful's going to put together a good session and be able to have a really good result is what we're hoping. So as Jamie Brazier goes faster again, going to be start bothering the 123s in a minute. We're hoping.
He is indeed. He's gone faster again, and not only that, but Sooty Apex gone second place at the moment, just under a 10th off the back of Big Boy Brazier. Slipstream seeming to help Sooty a bit here. He's not been that quick in practice over one lap. He seems to have it hooked up at the moment for this one. Obviously running on his own tonight, no Phil. At the moment, not sure if Phil is at work or not. If he is, that's a shame, because that'll be the third race this season he's had to miss due to work. But look at the amount of cars coming out the pits, and if you thought Long Beach was a long pit lane last week, this one is just as long.
Yeah, I timed this just as before we came on air. In the as you can see, Jamie in the Lamborghini. I was driving the Lamborghini. I did a pit stop from the very beginning of the pit stop to the very end, and it took me 1 minute 8 seconds, and that was with no work done in the stop. Okay, so no tyre change. It was as Jamie gets it all wrong there as he is warming up those tyres. I had nothing done, so no tyre change, no fuel, and from the very pit entry to the very exit was 1 minute 8 seconds, Matt. That's huge, isn't it?
Massive, and that could be make or break. You have a long lengthy pit stop that could make your race or not. Jamie deciding to let D-Biggs through and maybe get a tow. Sooty, Mazda, Emo Guy and Fury all in the pits as well. Shadik find himself 12th and 13th at the moment, but not far off the back of Fury and not far off the back of one man who's quite surprising me in this qualifying, Gary 131. You see him there just in the background a minute ago, but he's down in P10, Kelly, not the qualifying we're seeing from the pro defending champion and the current championship leader.
No, you're quite right, but we've got plenty of time to go at the moment. In fact, this man, Daniel on Orthodubs, is the quickest Porsche driver at the moment. And Little Leach would be in the Porsche as well. Gary's teammate. He's 1.3 off the back of the fastest at the moment. So a bit of work to do. Let's see if it's going to be a Porsche thing or it's just Gary off the pace. He's got a couple of minutes. He's got 10 minutes, so he's got plenty of time to hook it up. So we'll wait to see.
What kind of car do you think that's on the track tonight could benefit round this circuit, Kelly? Then we've got obviously the Lamborghini, Porsche, Mercedes, BMW, as well as that's it, isn't it? Just the Lamborghini, the Porsche, the BMW and the Mercedes. Which car out of them do you think is going to have the advantage around here?
I don't know if I'm the right person to ask, because I haven't driven all of them myself. The practice session that we were talking about, I was out in the Porsche, exactly the same as you see Little Leach's one there, and I was spinning it left, right and centre. Hot the chicane and the back end would go. Low speed corners the back end would go. I took the Lamborghini out tonight, as I said, just before we came on air, and I found the Lamborghini much more planted around here. Although I wasn't going quite so quickly, so it's a tough one. The Merc we know is quick, and the last I'll tell you what, let's go on board with Gary now. As you come round the last corner, you don't actually touch the banking at all on this configuration. Look at this long straight pit lane all the way down the side of it here, the whole length of the start straight. So this is the opposite way round from the way that the track runs, the oval of Indianapolis runs. You're in reverse of that, and then very awkward first turn, in my opinion. It's an immediate right and then into a left, so it's very very tricky. But yeah, I think the guys who've got power. Hard to say, Matt. What are your thoughts? What do you think the car to be in tonight?
I feel the car to be in could be the Porsche. We saw Liam Gamer take a win and Smoky Devil have a good race in it. In the second race, Holty won it in the McLaren. One car I did notice last night, the McLaren and the Acura in the Pro-Am last night, seemed very good round here. Daniel Francis in the chat says, felt the Merc was the best last night. Porsche and Lambo seemed easier to race. So obviously him feeling that the Merc's power down the straights was a bit harder to cope with. As Gary has improved, he's gone up into P7. Top 8 guys within a second of the leaders at the moment. As Big Boy Brazier has improved once again. Yeah, I think the Porsche could be the car for me if you've got it right. If you've got it hooked up right, it could be the car. I was
finding, as I say, I'll try and let's go back on board with Gary's coming to the end of the lap here as someone's smoking up those tyres.
That was Big Boy Brazier.
I found the fast chicane was catching me out quite a lot when you can steal quite a lot of time in the fast chicane. And I found with the Porsche, if you hopped it too much, it would just unsettle the back end so much that it would go round. As you can see, Gary getting slightly out of shape in turn 1 there already.
Yeah, and turn 2.
I don't know. Is he following Dan or Fury? I don't know which he's following.
That looks like it's number 44, I think it just said on the side of that car, so it'll be Fury. Yeah. This is where you're on about.
Just here, as I hop the chicane there, Gary's taking a wide berth of it there, but if you hop that chicane, when the Porsche lands, the back wheels just break traction and round she goes. So, or in my hands anyway. That doesn't mean in everybody else's, to be fair. But yeah, it's. I think the Porsche is quick, but the Lambo definitely seems more planted. As for the Merc and the others, well, yeah, I haven't driven them to. As we. Gedler. And is that D Biggs getting out of shape as well behind him?
Yeah, D Biggs has just lost the rear of the car there. Apologies for just that little glitch in the screen. My pad just died as I tried to plug the charger in, so it just momentarily went off. But we are back here with you now.
Yes, well, the Porsches. There's plenty of them on track of the Porsches, so we'll see how we get on. D Biggs is now the fastest Porsche runner. Of course, Sooty. Mazda in the Beamer this evening, and that's a reasonably brave choice, isn't it?
It was the car he went with last year, and it nearly won him the title. So, in all fairness to Mazda, it was a title-winning car until it got changed on his work shift. But he's gone up into P2, so he's found a bit more time in that BMW. Managed to get himself on the front row of the grid with 5.5 minutes remaining so far. Welsh and Deeks not yet off that back row of the grid. The 2DW Racing boys. Fury still down in P11 with Keegs in 10th, but Keegs' teammate currently the pole sitter, and he's going to come across the line, and that was an outlap, 24 seconds down, so clearly an outlap there for Jamie Brazier. Big Boy Brazier, Lucky Boy Brazier, Bad Boy Brazier. We've got all the names for him here at Simplay Motorsport.
I'm waiting for him to misbehave, and then he can be Naughty Boy Brazier.
Naughty Boy Brazier,
yeah. Which will come, no doubt.
Oh, welcome.
We're on board. Oh, someone in the gravel, and I knew that was. As we can see, Jamie is up at just a couple of hundredths on his own time there, as he's on the back straight now. So we see. I'd like to see him getting the 23s, or somebody getting the 23s. Doesn't have to be Jamie. I don't mind who it is. When does he brake? Oh, really, really late. Picks up the apex quite nicely there. These could be a tricky couple of turns. This second one definitely tricky. Lost the car a couple of times just there. You have to brake and not overdo it and end up on the grass, which no fear there. Jamie was all over the apex. Lost a bit of time now in that middle sector. So we'll see if he can claw that back before the end. Now this is the bit that isn't the Formula One track. Is this chicane? And I'll do an onboard lap. Weird apex on this one.
Yeah.
Kind of you look at it and you just go, oh, there's the apex, and then it kind of there's another little bit of apex. So like a little double apex, which kind of catches your eye or catches your eye out, if you know what I mean, on that last chicane, make you go wide. And now he's what's that? I can't quite read that.
2 tenths.
A couple of tenths.
Yeah, 2 tenths down on his time. Still would have been quick enough for pole position, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but not improving on his time. So. No. Yeah, so as I say, well, I'm hoping to see somebody in the 23s. A couple of minutes left yet. And,
I did just notice that we had Argent in the session as well, so he's managed to get in that forever forward Mercedes-Benz. Then that bit of lag there, excuse that is Argent joining the session. So obviously Argent, the Pro-Am driver for Forever Forward Racing, here tonight to help his pro colleague out, if you will, Peaceful Explosion, filling in the boots for the constructors' points. No drivers' points off of him, just constructors' points. And he is in the session then, running in not his normal livery, but in the blue and yellow livery that you see Monkey Boy normally drive when he's helping Peaceful Explosion out. Argent will be looking for some good points here on the board.
So Jamie up on that lap at the moment into the end of the second sector, only by 1/100th. So he's needs to gain just a little bit if he's going to get in the 23s. I'm sure he's just trying to improve bit by bit as he comes round the last corner. As I said, he never quite hit the banking on this configuration of track. The Formula 1 cars did, because they had that slightly different track and they came onto the banking.
Ralph Schumacher as well had his big crash there, didn't he? Which led to the Michelin tyres sort of pulling out of the race. Remember the famous race? Can't remember what year it was. They did the formation lap, then all the Michelin drivers went into the pits, and it was 2 Ferraris, 2 Jordans and 2 Minardis, all the Bridgestone runners, which led to a bit of controversy between the fans and the sport.
It wasn't a great day for Formula 1, that was for certain sure, but the safety aspect was the reason that they did it. It made for an absolutely boring race, but there you go. That was I remember watching it every painful moment, to be fair. But it was famously at this track, as you said, Matt. So 1 minute 30 left. Top 8 covered by less than a second.
Good times
around this track. The track's a minute and a half, so it's not a short track. It's that's really impressive, really, isn't it? For these guys to be quite so close.
Quite so close. It could bring for entertaining racing later in the day. Fury's gone up to P10 ahead of Keegs. So Keegs dropping down into P11. Speaking of watching racing, when you said you watched that race that year, races that you won't be watching, Thruxton, unfortunately.
Won't be watching. Not going.
Not going. Well, you'll be watching from home, but obviously not going.
I'll be watching from home. But
it's a shame for yourself and Dan. Obviously, I know you had tickets for that one. But there's a race in August, isn't there, at Thruxton? So maybe they'll get redone for that one.
Unfortunately, I'm at some other event on that particular day. We were talking. What were we talking about? Where were we talking about going?
Alton, I think he's mentioned to me. Yeah, I think he's mentioned to me Alton Park.
Yeah, Alton Park we were talking of going. I think that's 1st of August, and
I think that's the first one. That's the one that's potentially, since obviously all the changes of lockdown coming out June time, and well, not lockdown ending June, but all the restriction, everything being lifted by June as much as possible. I think that's the first proper one that will go ahead with the fans, if I am right. So hope, fingers crossed for us.
Hopefully,
because we're looking at getting to Donington in October, which got moved back to October because they pushed it back. So we're hoping to get to that later in the year. Time remaining, time up, qualifying complete. D Biggs about to finish his final run, and doesn't improve at all there. Gary looks like he's finished his run. P7 for Gary. Work to do for the man.
Yeah, we say not great. I mean, he's only 8/10 off the pole, but I mean that's a world away in 7th at the moment. As we're watching Dan, he's going quicker on his own personal time. And who's that? Who's moved?
We've just lost Welshie.
Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, we've just lost Welshie. Hopefully Welshie can get back in before the qualifying's complete. Otherwise Welshie will have to sit out race 1. Not sure what's happened there, but he's been disconnected. Hopefully he can get back in, otherwise he'll have to miss that one out. I hope if he's watching, I hope he's not dropped the pad again, and that's why he's disconnected like last season. But either way, Unorthodox did improve slightly, but not moved anywhere from P5 as qualifying comes to an end.
Indeed.
And Big Boy Brazier takes the pole, 24.0 for him, an impressive lap time for him indeed there. Mazda P2, so on the front row in the BMW, it doesn't seem to matter what you put him in, he's up there with the best of these drivers. Sutty P3, that to me spells pad, not wheel, pad for Sooty Apex. That's absolutely got to be the pad. Just to let you know, guys, that's Jamie Brazier's second pole of the season. D-Biggs in P4 with Unorthodox down in 5th, Fury in P6. Oh, so Fury improved massively at the end. We didn't see that one. Fury improving to P6 at the very end. Great lap from Fury. Peaceful's up into P7 with Gary down in 8th, Little Leach 9th. Emo Guy is down in P10 with Keegs 11th, Walshy 12th, hopefully. Deeks 13th and Argent P14 in this one. They're not setting a time, so as we continue forward to the race, we hopefully will see Welshie on the grid. He is on the grid, so that is absolutely brilliant to see, as we don't want to miss drivers off the grid. Now, I don't know what this cameraman's doing here. He's not really focused on the cars, he's more focused on the top. There we go. He's woke up. Yep, he's had his Weetabix. He's woke up.
This guy's had a little liquid lunch, this one, I think, this guy. So let's go from Master's point of view. So Indianapolis, the infield, as I said, FIA Grade 1 circuit, started racing here in 1909, would you believe? Wow. The Brickyard, it was all bricks, as I believe, originally. Only a little bit remains now, which is the start-finish line, and it's got a capacity, would you believe, of there's 257,000 permanent seatings and 400,000 capacity total.
Wow.
For this. Wow, yeah, isn't it? Yeah,
over 600,000 seats. That's monstrous. And I can only imagine on the Indy 500 it is packed.
Yeah, absolutely. Owned by Penske, and track record, not quite this configuration. Actually, road course. It might be this configuration. A 1 minute 9.3, and that's Joseph Newgarden in a Dallara DW12 Indy car. You won't be seeing any 1 minute 9s.
We're not going to see any 1 minute 9s this evening. No, definitely not.
No, absolutely. It takes that to do a pit stop.
It does. Everybody's synced up and we look like we're ready to go. So I'm not sure what happened to Welchie, but he is in the session and he's raring to go. Peaceful and Gary already with their lights on. And we're green here at Indy Road Course. Mazda has not got away well in that BMW. He's a bit sluggish off the start. Jamie, though, has a fantastic getaway. And look at Sooty Apex already trying to challenge him as Jamie comes across and goes back towards the racing line. Sooty again has to weave under him and try and get that inside line. Fury and Unorthodox with a great start as well. And is it all clean through turn 1? It all looks to be that just now. We saw at turn 3 last night, absolute carnage. But what are these boys going to do as they come up towards the back? Mazda side by side with Unorthodox then. And Fury, collapsed him in the rear, and that's ended up putting Mazda into the side. Gary, Emo Guy, and one of the DW Racing cars round in the background as well. So a bit of a bumpy start from them boys. Peaceful Explosion still P8 around where he qualified, so he's not really gained or lost anything. But Fury there gave Mazda a wallop into the side of Unorthodox.
Yeah. Yes, he did. The kind of knock-on effect of that didn't help his teammate, did it? As they're as Jamie's getting away a little bit, and they're scrapping behind Sooty from D-Biggs, and Mazda dropped back to 4th after that bit of pushing and shoving and whatever. Where are we? Little Leach in 5th. It is the first of the Porsches, and.
D-Biggs, he's really clouted the curb, and Mazda's gone past. Little Leach going to try around the outside. No can do from there though, but it's now a Porsche 4, 5, 6, 7, and Peaceful's gaining on the back of this Porsche. Let's see Peaceful on the back of on Fury here. Can he? No, he can't, because he's very wide, and that might be why it's Fury. And Kieran as well. And where has Fury gone? Absolute chaos. And the teammates, the two Lamborghini teammates, touching the championship leader. Gary has been caught up in all of this. Pit window is lap 10. Where is Gary off? He must be off to the pits now.
He's going to the pits.
What's happened to Fury? Has Fury lost a wheel?
I don't know. It's his
bodywork's just been repaired miraculously. I don't know where Gary's gone. Gary's now coming back down the start straight. I think Fury's lost a wheel.
He could well have done, as I said. I can't.
No, there's no. Go on the chase view.
That might be his wheel there.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, he's lost a wheel. Right rear wheel. Well, I've not seen that on a GT3 car on this game. Fury is wheelless in this race so far. So maybe that's why Peaceful was wide. Gary, though, championship leader, is not having the race he wanted at all here. And Fury, one of the 3 to take double points, not the start he'd have wanted. Argent down in 13th, so Gary's managed to find a way past him, but Peaceful Explosion did him and Fury have a coming together. I was just saying that watch for Peaceful gaining on the back of Fury, and something happened. Pit window is lap 10. Should Gary go against the flow? Well, he obviously couldn't go into the pits. He had to turn around. Fury's going to try and get back in, though. Where is Fury? Can't see him there. He's tried. No, is he? No, he's on the oval. I don't know where he is.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's on the banking of the oval, isn't he? That's the pit exit on the oval pit stop. So, Fury obviously can't get that car going. Needs to get it going forwards, not backwards. No rear tyre, he's just commented in the stream. Yeah. Welshie into the pits and pit windows lap 10, but obviously for major damage, Welshie in the pits at the end of lap 2. So Welshie pitting then. Peaceful Explosion still going. He's up to P7 after all that chaos. And Welshie here really struggling to get that Lamborghini in the pits. But he's had the nod from the team. Gary as well is in. Deeks has to stay out, can't pit because Welshie's in the pits, but Unorthodox at the minute up to P5, Little Each behind him with Peaceful 7th, and he's trying to chase down D Biggs just in front, and Mazda in that BMW starting to now pull away. Fury's mum and Fury's granddad in the chat as well. Go Fury and Unorthodox, and Fury's mum, oh dear Fury, hand on face emoji.
You could just hear her, couldn't you? You could just, oh dear, Fury.
Yeah, Fury.
Oh dear.
What have you done?
Oh dear, you've completely totaled that GT3 Porsche.
More money out my pocket. What have you done?
More money. That's coming out your pocket money.
Yep. Back to the racing hours. I think Fury is actually in the pit lane. I think I've just seen as the cars go past. Yeah, Fury is now in the pit lane. So he could finally, he could just get back into this one. Them tyres must be absolutely screaming at him.
I don't think tyres are the biggest of his problems, to be fair. You know, look at the state of that. That is a mess.
Hey, but hats off to Fury. He's in the pit entrance. He's done absolute bits to get that car on 3 wheels in the pits. Gary is back.
And there's another one.
Is that Gary? That's Gary going out the pit. So Gary lapped down already, leaving the pit lane. But wow, what an incident. I don't think I've ever seen a GT3 lose a wheel like that on this game.
No, I can't say I have, that's for sure. So, as you can see, Fury just finally making it to his pit garage. And now the mechanics who take all day to change some tyres will probably rebuild this car in seconds and make it straight and true and put it back on the track. So it might take them half a minute, but yeah. We'll get back to Fury in a minute.
We'll get back to Fury in a moment. His Porsche will be brand new. Kieran's just put in the chat while he was in the pits. All I could see was a cloud of smoke. Had to guess and didn't work out. I tell you what that was. That was Cole Trickle from Days of Thunder.
I was just about to say Days of Thunder.
Foot to the floor, through the smoke, and it didn't work. And unfortunately, you're going to be racing in a wheelchair through the hospital as D-Biggs gets a hell of a slide out the final bend. And that has clouted the wall. And Dan now has a great run. D-Biggs trying to tuck back into that toe. But I think the damage has been done. Argent's still sat in the pits at the moment. Fury hasn't yet done a lap time. His time is still on 0:00, so he's not completed lap 1. Rabbit Joe in the chat, I've never seen a crash so bad on PC2. I've seen a few IndyCar crashes on this game when the IndyCar or Formula X cars leave damage on, and they're quite easy to lose wheels. But in terms of the tin top cars, that was quite the incident. I'm sure Indy's seen a few wheels.
It's coming on.
Yeah, it's brand new.
It's coming on quite nicely. Look, they've straightened up the front end already.
I'm sure the IndyCar fans, Kelly, have seen a few wheels fly off around this course, around the oval part of the track as well, but maybe not on a GT car. Oh, as that is one of the DW racing cars getting out the way. That's Deeks Welshie trying to get out the way. Does well. Pit window's lap 10, Fury, but it doesn't matter to you because you're already in the pits. So that's your pit window done, buddy. You don't need to worry.
There at lap 10.
You don't need to worry about the pit window, mate. You're in the pits, so don't you worry about that one. But the racing battling on track. Argent's having a long old pit stop as well, isn't he? That's how much damage he must have as well. But for these guys, Jamie Brazier, Big Boy Brazier, has a 2-second lead over Sooty Apex as Deeks has crawled round into the pits at the end of lap 4. So Deeks has done his pit stop as well. So crazy. And one man. Oh, Fury and Kieran coming out of the pits at the same time. He's brand new. He never was in the wall flying around losing a wheel.
That's a crash prepared to be proud of, isn't it?
Yeah.
What'd that take? Half a minute, minute and a half, maybe, something like that?
Kieran's been sat in the pits, not lost a bit of bodywork. Fury was trickling around on 3 wheels. Job done. Brand new Porsche.
Brand new Porsche. And his lap time, a 7-minute
7-minute 48. That's a heck of a lap time. Only 2 minutes slower than Kieran on Kieran's last lap. A 5-minute 4 for Kieran, a 7-minute 4 for Fury. So if he can improve his pace by 2 minutes, he could catch Kieran. And I have it to guess that he may just improve that time by a bit more than 2 minutes before the end of this one. Nicky in the chat, Fury, I wouldn't worry about that, mate. Just get going. And Liam Gamer, was Joe not on last night? Half the grid was gone. Half the grid was gone, but at least they were still on all 4 wheels and didn't lose one. Oh, dear me.
Daniel Francis saying a bit of T-cut. I think it might need a bit of compound, to be fair, but they certainly did T-cut it all out and got it back on track in a mere 7-minute lap time. So all that chaos and all repaired and back mint in 7 minutes. So,
in 7 minutes, just as simple as that. Daniel must be happy that he's got probably the Williams pit crew or the Red Bull pit crew working for him, in and out. Maybe not a 1-minute 9 pit stop for Daniel, but he's doing well here. He's gained on the back of Mazda.
Yes, indeed, he has, and dragging D Biggs along with him as well. These guys have pulled right up to the back of Mazda now.
They've also pulled up to the back of Sooty Apex as well, just in front of Mazda.
They have, yeah.
You saw there. So Sooty obviously having a problem or two. Was 128 for Sooty last lap. Mazda running the pace of Big Boy Brazier. So Sooty maybe starting to struggle, made a mistake or two. Gary's got himself back up to P11. What a task he's got on championship leader. With with Big Boy Brazier taking double points, 38 points in the championship. Gary needs some good races. Mazda not in Sooty's slipstream, and that BMW doesn't seem the quickest down this back straight. The Lamborghini pulled away from him, and Dan all over the back of him. Daniel Francis in the chat, oops, forgot T-cut and duct tape for Fury's car.
Yes, indeed. All he needs is a couple of zip ties and it'd be perfect. So, zip ties, what a brilliant invention. Don't get me started. I think they're brilliant. Yes, as you say, that Beamer doesn't seem to be completely not the quickest thing in the straight line.
Seems good through the corners, though.
Yeah. As we're on board with unorthodox at the moment, and we'll see down this. Bit of a twitch from Mazda there. It's very easy to run wide out of that last corner, that horrible little chicane. I've
noticed that when I was on in the week, it's more the curb. The more you touch the curb, the more it seems to. Although the curb looks quite flat, the curb seems to unsettle the car as you try and put the power down. It's probably best if you stay off that little curb on the left-hander to get the power down. The BMW did seem to get caught there by unorthodox in that straight line, but through the corners looks quite good. Do the pros have track limits? A few should be taking that chicane a little tight. No, pros don't run with track limits. It's for them to report if they feel someone's taken track limits. It's for them to report that in. Yeah, as you see Dan there making full use of that one. It's down to the pro drivers.
Full use, yeah.
Obviously the pro drivers were the only ones who ran setups. Pro-Am was just tyre choice only before a few arguments earlier in the season. That one got changed to full setups. The pro run with...
To be fair... Sorry,
go on,
Matt,
Kelly.
That chicane, to be fair, as I was saying in qualifying, if you take too much of that curve, you unsettle the car anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, slowdown isn't really a worry. It's going to kind of self-police with you taking too much curb. As I said, it would just throw you round. So
one thing that looks like it takes the curbs well, though, I don't know if you agree with me, is that BMW, just watching it here, looks like it rides the curbs very nicely. Looks like you can attack the curbs. Mazda seems to be doing just that. And again, we're going to see here, it's Dan, very, very wide.
He was
lucky to get away with maybe not clipping that back wall there, but was very wide coming out that final corner and lost a bit of momentum on the straight towards Mazda.
Yeah, D Big's not exactly gaining on this. He's there and got a watching brief, but hasn't pulled in, gone deep on that first corner. So easy to do. So easy to do with that one. Such a difficult braking zone and corner to get right. As we're back on board with Dan, as you can see, And let's say the Beamer looks nice through the corners, doesn't it?
Yeah. Looks very nice through the corners. Looks like it can ride the curves and be very confident carrying the speed through the corner, unlike the Porsche and the Lamborghini. And that seems to be where Mazda. Look at how much curb he's taking. And he just seems to ride it a lot better than Dan, although that one, he seemed to touch a bit of grass.
He went deep,
Yeah, he went very wide. Dan for podium says, Nicky, I don't think they're taking too much, but the game with 2 wheels was off. 2 wheels off was plenty last night, that's all. Yeah. Evening to Dean Wasocki as well. Yeah, the game last night. One thing I noticed for the game is when we ran track limits in practice, you could kind of cut that chicane a little bit, and by the time you got to the bottom of the straight, even though you've kept your foot flat out, the slowdown will vanish off your screen. So the game kind of broken. But at the moment, it's Big Boy Brazier leading from Sutty with Mazda P3. Dan on board with at the moment P4. D-Big's down in 5th. Little Leach in 6th with Peaceful Arman down in P7. Emo Guy's in 8th. Not really seen much of Emo Guy tonight. Bit of a quiet one for him. Down in P8. Lapping a bit slower than the cars in front. Similar pace to Little Leach last lap. But look at the two leaders. 25.9 and a 25.7 for Sutty and Jamie Brazier. Them guys are
Somebody's gone round in the background.
Oh, have they?
Yes, I don't know who that was, but someone had gone round in the background. I think it was a Merc. Is
that Kieran then? Is that Argent who's in the blue and yellow Merc?
I don't know. He wasn't in the right place on track, so
unless he was moving out of the way for Keegs to lap him.
Yeah.
Although I say that, Keegs has just lapped him, and now he looks like he's pulling out to unlap himself as he pulls out and looks up the inside, but can't get that one done. To be fair, the slowdown one disappears after a bit down the chicane, even if you don't slow down yet. Covered that one, Joe.
Yeah. It's a dark art, the slowdowns. A dark art.
It's a horrible one to discuss, because some tracks you can get away with it. Certain tracks you just touch the curb even with 2 wheels, and it's like, no, you've cut it, slow down. And I tell you, the worst one is Knock Hill. Knock Hill is terrible. You know the touring car line through the chicane, where that second curb at the top of the chicane is non-existent, and they hit the sausage and they go, "Oh, look at me, Mum, I'm doing a wheelie, 2 wheels, bang." You do that on this game, and it's, oi, slow. You've got to brake and turn this corner properly, and it's Peaceful. He's lost it coming through towards the final bend on the track, and that Merc is bouncing all over in the gravel trap. I think they need to get that out. I think they need to smooth that gravel trap out. It looks as bouncy there as
somebody get raking there.
Yeah, dear me. Good job it's not golf. You'd have to get out of the car and rake that one up to make sure. Good golf etiquette and whatnot. But Peaceful Explosion here, not bothered about that. He's cracking on with catching Little Leach, although that will hurt him. Emo Guy in the background now, all over him. Speaking of all over, look at Unorthodox, all over the back of Mazda.
Yes, indeed. Dan's been patient and just chasing Mazda down bit by bit, and just seems to be paying off. He's going to have a go at him shortly. He's going to go round there, Dan.
No, it's not going to work around there. And Mazda, I think you said it the other week at Alton Park, very, very wise to his defensive manoeuvres and very clever to it as well. And it was either you or it may have been Andy last season, but I remember someone saying it. Mazda's very good on the defence, and he's having to do that here. That BMW doesn't seem to have a lot in a straight line, but at the moment, it was a title runner last year. Don't forget the car Mazda was in last year with Keegs for Iron Brew Racing. But at the moment, not looking everything. Nicky really cheering Dan on here for that final podium spot as Keegs is in the pits. The first man to actually pit inside the pit window. So there's a miracle. Keegan in the pits at this moment in time, and we'll see what he can do after, when everybody else pits and he comes out. This is how long a pit lane it is. He's P9 on the lead lap. He's coming out the pits a lap down.
Yeah, as I said, over a minute pit stop, but it's going to be the same for everyone. They've all got to do it.
So, what's happened to Sutty?
I don't know. Sutty must have had a bit of a scruffy first corner or whatever, because these two are right up behind him again. Dan's got one quick driver to deal with, let alone 2 to overtake at the same time. But Sutty seems to be pulling away a little bit again. He kind of...
Mazda here going defensive early, so not getting that full effect of Sutty's slipstream, but it seems to have paid off for Mazda this time. Dan didn't look as attacking down to the corner this time around. Or is Dan noticing Sutty making a few mistakes, just being a bit patient now and seeing if Sutty will make another mistake? The last thing he wants to do is attack Mazda. Sutty makes a mistake, although Mazda's got a horrible run onto the back part of the circuit, and Dan's having a look. Mazda's just able to cut in front and block the exit and block the entrance to the inside line. line. And Mazda's done a beautiful job there, and great racing between the pair of them. I was just about to say, is Dan going to want to attack Mazda and see Sooty spinning and then end up going into the side of Sooty? But with the looks of it, Sooty has pulled into the pit lane. Yes, he has. End of lap 12 for him. Sooty then into the pits here.
Yeah, probably a wise move from Sooty.
Yeah, D-Biggs follows in as well.
Get it over and done with. Dan's looking everywhere. Mazda is, as you just pointed out, is particularly good on the defence, and good clean defence at that. He's not jumping all over the road. He knows where he's going and where he's going to be, but just leaving all those opportunities, just covering all those opportunities off as Daniel starts to make them.
Sorry, one thing I've just noticed, Peaceful's gone into the pit for his pit stop and has got a time penalty. So that will be minimum 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane then for Peaceful Explosion. So his race one not looking the way we said. When's his look going to change? Well, it's not in this first race, that is for sure. Dan, though, this third time of asking, didn't look as close to Mazda at all, coming in down the back straight to attack him there. Oh, Mazda! Oh, Mazda! Very twitchy. He's dropped the car. And thank you, Mama, for the carrot, says Dan. Up to P2 he goes.
Yes, indeed. So, that panned out a treat for Daniel. Didn't have to do it the hard way. Mazda just dropped it and, goes back another 5 seconds now. So that's now put Daniel in the box seats for sure.
And I'll tell you what Daniel's doing. Is he answering Sooty Apex's pit stop call? Big Boy Brazier in the pits, Dan in the pits as well. Big Boy Brazier's pretty much ran away with this first race, but it is a battle for second place. Jamie Brazier leaving the pits. Dan has only just come in the pits. Mazda stays out on track and has to really now put in some qualifying laps to regain that time back to Peaceful Explosion. Little Each as well pulls himself into the pits, and that means everybody bar Mazda has now stopped in this race. Where is Unorthodox going to come out over Sooty Apex? Think Mazda clipped the curb, treacherous there. So maybe that one curb is a bit bad. Little Each is away. Is Dan away? Yeah, Dan's away.
He is away.
Where is Sooty Apex?
I was just letting people get the painfulness of this pit lane. Now, Little Each are on board with.
Nope, that's not Sooty. I can't see Sooty. I can't see over the wall. I'm looking and I can't see. He's through. Has he got Dan? Yeah, he's done Dan. Look at this. He is a picture you wouldn't have thought, by the way, and this will be one Sooty will be chuckling to himself at. He's about to lap Gary. Now, it's not on the wheel, so it doesn't mean as much, Sooty, but you're about to lap Gary 131. That is
Gary having a real shocker of a first meeting, and he wasn't quick in qualifying, was he? So we'll see if race 2 helps him out, but at least he'll get out to do qualifying for the second race. So maybe that'll help him.
And with Argent in the race, that means 7 people will not be able to qualify. Jamie Brazier there having a moment, and that's Sooty Apex who's found his way through. So Sooty at the moment, a net P1 with Jamie Brazier making a mistake, a rare mistake for Big Boy Brazier, off onto the grass, and Sooty Apex now finds himself net first with Mazda still having to pit. So what a drive at the moment from Sooty. What did Jamie do wrong there? Dan in the background will be looking interested, but you're quite right. Gary can qualify for the next race, finishing down in P11, top 7 can't qualify, so he has his chance there. And it's a hard one for him as well, because he's got work to do, and if he's struggling with the setup, he's only going to have a 10-minute session to just tweak a little bit and find out if that's going to cure it. Obviously was involved in the big incident at the start with Fury and everybody, but Gary himself will want to get back on this.
Absolutely, and he will. He's going to have to find some pace from somewhere. As you say, he was involved in that first lap incident, but he didn't qualify fast. As we see Fury in the background having another trip on the grass. He hasn't had the best of days for sure. But Sooty, let's just talk about Sooty, shall we? He's done really well, hasn't he, to put himself in contention, because or put himself back in front of this. Jamie had a nice little lead. Yes, he benefited from a little bit of a mistake from Jamie, but he's driving a solid race for sure. you know, and now in prime position to take this win.
Driving a very good race, and like you say, but Sutty himself has made 1 or 2 mistakes in this one, Kelly. Let's not forget. That has allowed Mazda and Dan on the back of Sutty at times. I only said earlier that if Sutty makes another mistake, is Dan going to want to attack Mazda and end up maybe getting caught up with Sutty's little spin? But it now seems to be that Jamie must have had a big off for Sutty to have gained such time over him.
Well, you see the gap from Sutty to Dan. I mean, he's pulled a couple of seconds
undercut
on Dan, and as we said, and that I was just going to say, is the undercut that powerful on this pit lane? Because Sutty pitted before all these guys, didn't they? You know, all the guys around him. He was the first to blink.
Sutty pitted at the end of lap 12. Dan and Big Boy Brazy end of lap 13. So the lap before.
Only a lap up, but it was certainly the undercut that helped put him into position, I think.
I'd fully agree with you on that one. You know, I think that that is definitely that and Jamie Brazier's mistake. But I mean, look at Dan as well. Dan looks like he is gaining on Orthodubs. On Orthodubs. Dan is on Orthodubs. On Big Boy Brazier, just slightly. We could have a 3-way battle for what is technically net first place here. Mazda still has to pit. And at the minute, this could be our podium battle till the end of this race. Lap 16 of 20. So 4 laps left to go, including this one. And still a long way. Lap 17, sorry, the lead's on. Mazda's just crossed the line to start lap 17.
Yep, so 3 laps to get it done. As you say, Mazda's still got a pit stop to take. Is he making good enough pace? They're all in the 125s, the top 4. Give or take, Dan and Jamie the slower. Mazda and Sutty in the 25.
Oh, Dan!
Dan has a bit of a
all
moment
the good
there.
work undone. And I was just looking at the timing screens there. Look who else is in the 25s. Gary, although he's just done a 26 dead. Gary in the 25s as well. But just can't find that pace. He's on the back of Welshie, so has a chance to gain an extra position, does Gary 131 at the moment. But the battle at the front, and it's just over a second is that gap. And Big D Biggs now having an opportunity to look at Unorthodox as he's going to have a look into turn 1. Oh, he's lit up the rear. The rear just came around and overtook him.
Away from him. Yeah,
he looked like he had a good turn into the corner, but the rear just went light on him.
Yeah. As I said, that tricky corner, took too tight of an angle, and the back end wasn't going to live with it, and round it went. So, unfortunate there, because Dan had handed him a bit of a...
there's a Lamborghini. That's Welshie or Deeks that is struggling, and I don't think it's Welshie, because Welshie's been passed by Gary, but it's... Oh, no, and Gary's in a bit of dire spother here. So is it Welshie and Gary?
That is Gary.
That's Welshie and Gary, so that's Welshie as well. Have them two had a coming together here, and the champ not having a race won. I tell you what, someone get on the phone to Porsche, because they've had 2 cars that need full rebuild. Oh, he's lost the rear again, and Gary's not having a great race. The wife is shaking her head in frustration over my shoulder. She is not happy with this performance, Gary.
Look at that! That Porsche's got to be 6 or 8 inches shorter than the one next to it. Look, he smashed it up so much. He's going in for another pit stop. Looks like he's going to have to, because it's beaten to death, and obviously is an absolute handful to drive. So poor old Gary having a shocker, and terrible for him. Look at it.
It's seen better days. I mean, we spoke about Furies, but that has seen better days. We've had a retirement from the race, and that is Welshie. Now, what lap is Gary on? Just jump back on board Gary for me.
Yep.
Gary's on lap 16, so Welshie will score points for 14th place then in this one, as he was on the same lap as Welshie. But obviously Welshie feeling that the pit stop would have taken too long. So 14th place for him, which promotes Fury and Argent an extra place after their first lap mishaps. But for Gary, 131, lower than a top 10 could be on the cards for him today. But look at this, between Sutty and Big Boy Brazier. Has Jamie just got some life back in his tyres? Has he been saving something for the latter stage of this race? But all of a sudden it looks good. And can the master of the Sutty send it keep Big Boy Brazier behind for 2 more laps? Mazda just started lap 19, has to pit at the end of this lap.
Yes, and Mazda still in the 125s, where these guys, because they're battling each other, and now a lap slower in the 126s, and Dan in the 126s as well after his little spin. So these guys struggling on pace. But
What's the cameraman
again,
doing here?
I don't know.
We're going
This
sideways.
one's drunk, isn't he?
We're tilting here.
Yeah.
He's falling over.
He's had.
Oh, look who's out the pits.
He's had a couple of drinks.
Look who's out the pits for a brand.
Hospitality.
Look who's out the pits for a brand new rebuild. Again, Porsche. Top job.
Oh, look at that car. Beautiful.
Top job by Porsche. 18 people watching, 9 likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel as well. Oh, Gary, all had to shake through the chicane there. Will not be happy with his performance in this one, but we're on lap 19. This the battle for net first, we reckon. Yes, they're slowing each other up, and Mazda was a second quicker on the last lap, but Mazda still having to pit so far and has dived into the pits. Jamie Spann! Oh, he's made a terrible mistake there. So Mazda pits.
Where's Dan? Oh, Dan comes up side, through.
Dan up into P2. Has Sooty Apex just taken another win? It's not the wheels, so it doesn't really count, Sooty. But either way, a win is a win. Where, though, is Mazda going to come out and feed into this pack? Is he on his way out? I believe he is. He's on his way out.
Is he? Is he on his way out?
He's on his way out.
He is on his way out by the looks of it, yeah. But he's got such a long way to go.
Where's Sooty? Sooty's there. I tell you what, Mazda could have jumped Big Boy Brazier and done orthodubs here by running that much longer. Where is Maz? So Sooty just coming side by side with him now. Sooty is through. Dan and Big Boy Brazier are there. Mazda's off the pit limiter. And this could be who gets through turn 1 the best. What is Mazda going to do? He's round turn 1. There's Dan. Pit exit. Where's Jamie? There's Jamie. So Mazda doesn't just make it. He was very, very close. But he's got the inside line. And look at him. He's challenging Jamie. And back up into P3 he goes. So Jamie off the podium at the minute. And Mazda's done wonders by going long here.
Yes, indeed he has. He's kept his nose clean and gone long and made it pay off. Daniel must have been thinking, no, you're not having that. As he went round turn 1, Jamie lost out. Now he's got Mazda in front of him, and you don't want Mazda in front of you.
You don't want Mazda in front of you, not for one lap anyway. You don't mind it for a stint, a period of time, but for one lap, you do not want Mazda in the way. Dan, let's just say this: a second and a third last week for Unorthodox, back on the podium, but you can't stop this man at the minute. Gary's trying to unlap himself. That ain't going to happen. Sooty will not let Gary through. He'll want this race.
Steady on, Gary. Don't do anything. Do anything silly now, Gary.
Don't do anything Sooty would do, Gary. As here he comes in round the final corner. It looks like it's going to be Sooty Apex to take the win. A flash of the lights. Gary's going to flash with him, and it's going to be Sooty for the race win. It's going to be Unorthodox to take P2, and Jamie cannot hold on for P3. So Mazda gets that third place. Jamie drops to fourth, so a couple of spins costing Big Boy Brazier his race. D Biggs crosses the line in P5. Little Each will come home in P6, so a good race for him, a bit of a quiet race for him. Peaceful. Now he's not within 10 seconds of Emo Guy. Emo Guy then could take P7 away from Peaceful. Let's wait to see when Emo Guy crosses the line, because I reckon Emo Guy's done this for P7 here.
Yeah. And
yeah, he does so. So Peaceful will get 7th place. Emo Guy will get 7th. Peaceful will get P8. Kieran finishes a couple of laps down in P12. Fury as well has finished laps down in P13. Keegs though. Oh, that's Fury with another spin. Keegs going to come home for a P9 in this one. As Fury is going to cross the line in just a moment. Gary's already crossed the line. P10 we know. Here comes Deeks for P11. Quiet race for Deeks yet again here. And Argent has already finished P12. Not quite sure who we are waiting to finish across the line. That will be.
I don't know if Gary got another lap. You know.
Oh, I think he has. Look, I think he has, because Sooty's nowhere in sight and he's still going. Yeah. Nicky, get your boot down, Dan. Woo, awesome race. Nice one, Dan, with the rainbow. Gary crosses the line with a scrape across the wall, because he's not hit the wall enough already in this race. Looking at the fastest lap, a 25 dead from Big Boy Brazier and Sooty, but Jamie's just a bit quicker. Looking down the rest of the pack. Yep, so Big Boy Brazier takes the fastest lap. Walsh actually got disqualified on the 15th lap, so he didn't retire, he got DQ'd, so maybe that was for speeding in the pit lane. Jamie will take the fastest lap of the race. We're going to be right back after a short break, so guys, don't go anywhere. Hit that thumbs up button. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're clear.
Cool.
We're clear. Gary, what a shocker.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't like the track. Maybe, maybe just
possibly.
ain't his thing.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Right, let's get the invites out.
You're doing interviews, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be inviting them in while we're in the break screen, and then I'm going to pop off for the toilet in a moment.
Right, you are.
You're the night sky shining, looking up at your stars, and I feel so lonely.
Good job at karaoke.
Oh, love a bit of karaoke, mate. Bit of Michael Bublé on. Bosh. Who do we need to get in here? Unorthodox. Unorthodox, Mazda and Sooty. Gone on the inside. Wait, did you not watch that first bit then? Did you not see the first bit? You gone back and watched it? You was watching it? Fucking hell. How was he at the wall for it to rip his wheel off? Oof. That BMW shit in a straight line.
Might be shit in a straight line, but it got a third, didn't it?
Can I change car?
I know, innit? Nah,
By the way,
Maz,
Maz, just say by the way, good job on your P2 because his window can't you on top wheel.
I know.
Grazie, della grazie.
Jamie properly balls that up, didn't he?
Oh God, mate! I was in the same party as him. I was like, right, we'll just slow it down. So I slowed it down, but and he pinned it. I was like, Jamie, what are you doing?
3 races. Maz's only done 3 races. So he's allowed to change his car on the rules. Remember? 3 races.
Yeah, my tyre pressures were a bit.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, just behave yourselves because you're live on my stream as well. So.
Hi Dan's channel. Check out Simplay Motorsport. Just thought I'd plug myself. Cheers, Dan.
It's just Maze Gamer at the minute.
Maze, you don't want to watch Dan. You want to get over here, mate.
Team runner-ups. Ho!
Was you panicking a bit when Master came out the pits?
Oh,
Dan.
No.
Oh, Dan.
Was you not? Was you not thinking, oh, yeah, I'm not going to get there?
No, I actually saw him going down the pit lane and I was like, I've got him.
I'm gonna say one thing, Matt. Did you save the footage?
Yes. By the way,
Dan,
are you in a party with Fury?
I am, yes.
Was he going mental?
He was struggling.
He lost a wheel.
Yeah. He kept telling me, he was like, I ain't got no wheel.
He lost a wheel. I don't know what happened, but Gary, Kieran.
Did you hear how he got into the pits?
No, because we was keep flicking back and forth. Oh yeah, we soon in reverse. We were on the Indy pit exit, and then all of a sudden we were on board. I think you or Mazda or somebody at the time, and next thing you come around last corner and he's in the pits, and we're like, how's he got there?
Yeah.
Gary hit him, Kieran ploughed into him, Welsh and Deeks got caught up in it, like everybody seemed to hit him at the back.
If you watch my stream back, you can just about see him flying in the air.
Oh,
he was going back to Kennedy Space Station.
I was literally I literally said, watch Peaceful gain on him down this back straight. All of a sudden, him and Peaceful's had a touch. Gary's ploughed into him. Kieran sent him to fucking orbit. Excuse my language. Sorry, apologies.
It's fine.
I forgot we're on Dan's stream.
I've been swearing already. It's only amazing there.
Right, we're back in a second. I'll just go to the toilet. Not sure where your dad is. I think he may be relieving himself.
Hey, Matt, before you go quickly.
So did I.
Yeah.
Maz, how bad was Kieran what he did to me?
Yeah.
Oh, he
didn't
went
say
to
that,
unlap
Matt.
himself on Keegs and was racing him into turn 1.
Matt, I was second. He come out the pits and he raced me out the pits.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. And then
And
he has
cut in front of me and slowed down.
and he has the audacity to put that in against Smithy when he turned in front. When I reckon he turned in front of him a little bit, and then does
He
it to the
brake checked me,
Maz.
didn't he, Maz? Maz, he brake checked me, didn't he? And I was behind him.
Well, we're
I lost 2.5 seconds.
Right,
yeah,
be back in 2
seconds.
seconds.
2.5 seconds, and I was up his arse.
Yeah. Well done, Dan.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Well done,
Race
Maz.
win.
Yeah,
Yes,
well done,
on-
lads.
Yeah, it's not really a race win, though, is it? Because I'm on the pad, Dan.
I knew you were on the pad. I knew you were.
Everyone
How did
knows
you
he's
know?
on the pad.
Hey, that quick is he? On the wheel.
Just
On the
in
wheel,
case-
top position
Just-
7th, on the pad, another win.
just in case anybody doesn't know that you're on the pad, Matt's told everyone that you're on the pad.
I
Over
told
and over again.
Matt. I told Matt before. I told Matt yesterday.
Yeah.
I was
Because
sat
there's
there
no
the
way.
whole time.
There's
I was
no
sat
way
there
Matt
the
sat
whole
up and work
time
on the
watching-
wheel.
I was just watching the way your car was handling it, and every time I was just sitting there watching it, trying to figure out if you were on wheel or not. And I said, if he's on wheel, he's going to drop it within like 8 laps.
Did you see how slidey the rear end was?
Oh, you and Jamie were struggling at the end, weren't you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I was gaining. I don't know if you were as well, Mazda. Was you struggling?
Yes, I was a little bit.
Do you
I was
find the
still
tyres
good.
went off really quickly? Did the tyres go off really quickly?
I may have thought I found something with the tyres, and I may be having a rethink.
Yeah, I think
Which-
you should as well.
Which was?
They're running hard.
No.
No,
Softs.
Softs what? Pressure down?
no.
Pressure
Pressure all the way up.
All the way up.
Pressure all the way up.
Just
Well,
about.
I'm running about 32 psi when they're warm.
Really?
Mate, you're mad.
Yeah.
My downforce as well. I might as well throw the wing out the window.
I'm back.
No wonder you're struggling.
I like a challenge.
I mean,
You got one.
you definitely got one by the end. I was like nearly catching you in the end. You had Gary right up your chuff as well. He had a dreadful race, didn't he?
Who, Gary?
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't overly quick in qualifying, to be fair.
I'm actually on the pad, Dan. I might be runner up again.
Oh, lucky you. I was runner-up to you. I feel bad.
No, but it's alright being runner up to
Imagine being
runner up.
runner-up of the runner-ups.
Brilliant.
bad are
You know Matt is now saying that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's alright,
Do you know
Dan's,
what?
Dan's a two-time. Dan's a two-time. Tier 2 Clio's and Formula Renault. Two-time runner.
No, it's just the fact that
Indianapolis GT3
Yeah,
as well.
now the runner-up for
It's-
runner-ups.
it's just the fact that Matt gets to have a dig at both of us with one thing.
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
Delete that.
It's surprising I got on the podium, to be fair, because I hate this circuit. I
Your
detest it.
pace was strong. Matt Mazda was like saying you were hassling him for like lap after lap.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
Dan-
really
Dan looked good.
hassling. I wasn't
You were,
really
the, you were the
hassling.
closest battle on track for a long time.
Yeah.
I was just cruising. I was quite happily
Did you-
sat there following Mazda.
Did you hit the curb hard, Maz, when he got past you? Looked like you hit the
No.
curb and you had a twitch and car went.
You hit a curb, but it didn't unsettle the car. Then you had a twitch. Then it snapped on you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just sat there watching. I was quite happily following you around, to be fair. And then I saw that Jamie dropped it. I was like, oh my god, I could have a race win here. I was just hoping that Sati was on the wheel.
Wow. Not so, no,
Click, 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 click.
Right, race 2, you got to race the wheel now.
Oh god, I haven't got time to get it out.
Let's go.
I watch my immense pace when I'm doing 128. Go from doing like, yeah, go from the race to 125 dead to doing 128. Oh god, Maz, I've just realised I haven't practiced this race. Tyre pressures might not work.
It's the same one, it's just cooler.
Exactly.
You're mad.
Dan, are you in with
You're
Emo
actually
Guy
mad.
as well, by the way?
No, it's just me and Fury.
I got the pit window wrong.
Lap 10.
It's lap 6 was last night.
Oh, you ballback.
Oh yeah,
running into a lap 10. I didn't know how long it was going to take Fury to sort his damage out. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm going in lap 19 then. Porsche mechanics trying to find a wheel.
His first lap
7 minutes
with
2.
a complete rebuild of his car and put a wheel back on was 7 minutes.
You've got the Red Bull pit boys you have tonight, Dan. Right, we're going live.
Oh yeah,
they were epic.
Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. I'm joined in the commentary box by the top 3 from the first race. I'm going to be starting with third place, Mazda. An up and down race. You had Dan behind you for the majority of it, and you managed to pip Jamie Brazy by going long in the pits.
That was the only plan, really, mate.
How's the BMW?
It's not bad to say I've chose it at the last minute. I've been testing the McLaren all week, and you know, you said I need to choose a car. I was going to go back in the Audi, but I said, you know what, let's go in the BMW and see what we can do.
Obviously can't win the title, so more a test for next season.
Yes, definitely.
Well, best. What's your plans for race 2 going forward?
Just go along. I hope I don't have a crash.
Well, best luck in that one, buddy.
It's tragic.
We've got second place. The runner-up of runner-ups on Orthodubs is with us in the commentary box. And Dan, a cracking battle with Mazda for most of that race. You managed to get the best of Jamie after he had an incident, managed to keep in front of him. And a P2 for yourself.
Yeah, it feels good. Feels good. Was a little bit of a shock, to be honest, because I don't really like Indianapolis road course. So to come second to the man who's always second, I'm quite happy about that.
So Dan,
sorry,
when you came out,
Kelly, go on.
Yeah, when you came out of the pits, just as Mazda went long, and you came out of the pits, you said just off air that you saw him coming down the pit lane, and you had it all sorted. So you weren't nervous about him getting out in front of you at all?
To be honest, when I came down the main straight and I saw him exiting the pits, I thought this is ideal, because at the time I had Jamie Brazy right behind me.
Yeah.
I was more worried about what was going on with him because I knew he had the pace. He was much quicker than the rest of us. I was just hoping that Mazda was going to slot between us and hold him up a little bit, which
worked out.
Did.
Which worked out perfectly. Yeah, absolutely, brilliant. Good
Dan,
stuff.
three podiums in a row for you. That's got to give you some confidence.
Oh, definitely. I'm loving this Porsche once again. Fury's still struggling to get it down, but I'm sure he'll get the hang of it eventually. But it's so nice just to be able to race and compete. That Ferrari was awful.
I think we need to give your pit crew, I think me and Kelly were saying that your pit crew of the day, 7 minutes 2 to rebuild your teammate's car and find him a spare wheel, spare brake, spare suspension for that side of the car. You name it, they repaired it.
He wasn't very happy about it though.
I can imagine.
But no, yeah, I was quite lucky. I was wondering how long it was going to take Fury because I didn't want to spend for ages waiting and waiting. But until the end, I just hanged in there. Fury hanged in there as well. He was just annoyed he kept getting lapped. But we're getting the hang of it. We're getting the hang of this Porsche.
Good, slowly but surely. Kelly, anything else to add?
No, not at all. As you I was just going to say about Fury struggling with the Porsche. He was struggling to keep wheels on it this evening. As anybody who's just joined us, go back and watch race 1. Because literally wheels falling off and all sorts. So great race. So good luck for the next one, Dan. I'll be cheering you along, as you know.
What's your plans for race 2, Dan?
Same as Long Beach. Stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. Well, best luck for the second race, buddy. We've got the race winner in with us. Does it count on the pad? I'm not sure if we can count this one, Kelly. We'd counted it if it was on the wheel, but Sooty Apex once again chucking the pad on and getting a race win.
Grazie della grazie. I have to just
in a northern accent, perfect.
I have to just let you know every now and again that I'm still here. You know, I'm not far down the grid. It's just, I'm here.
You seem to have a battle with Dan and Mazda before the pit stops. You seem to just make a little mistake and get caught by them two, and that Jamie wasn't really in sight. And then all of a sudden, you undercut Jamie and P1.
Yeah, I thought I'd take that. I thought, to be honest, I was happy with just a podium, to be fair, especially with taking me double points. but
sorry,
yeah.
sorry to just cut you off, Kelly. Just seeing there, the Mercedes boys, bit of tactics, slipstreaming down the back straight to give Peaceful the run, and Kieran then darting off into the pits. Currently sit P1-2. Sorry, Sutty, carry on.
Sorry, yeah, especially taking double points. Like I say, it was a good race. My setup wasn't ideal, like we were talking before. I won't let it out the bag, but it's a little bit twitchy, the old Lamborghini.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a few times I nearly dropped it.
Yes, if you're what you were telling us off air about your setup, is it any wonder it's a little bit twitchy for sure? But you've got the quick reactions of the pad, so that keep you.
I would not be able to drive that setup on the wheel, not a chance.
Race 2.
Again, I'm not going to let it out of the bag, but I can understand why you would. Yeah, absolutely.
You're on your own tonight, no Phil, so you're sort of flying the flag for Run Flat Racing on your own. What's the plans for race 2 tonight?
Just try and stay out of trouble. I can't see myself getting too high. I've changed the setup slightly from race 1, so it's more just. I'll be happy with just finishing mid-pack, to be fair.
I was just about to say, you started mid-pack, you're the first of the non-qualifiers, P8, so at the sharp end as Gary. He's actually in the 1 minute 24s. He's gone provisional pole at minute. Sutty, we'll let you get back to it, and best of luck for race 2, mate.
Well, thanks very much, and well done, Master and Dan. Cheers.
Yes, indeed. So Gary currently on provisional pole from Peaceful Explosion. Fury up into P3 with Argent dropping down to P4. Now Deeks in 5th with Welshie 6th, and Keegs P7 being out qualified by Senior Welsh. I'm sure he'll want to change that one around. That'd be like you out qualifying Dan Kelly.
Yeah, unlikely. Yes. Little Leach has got a chance of that. I probably haven't, but yes. So Gary, quickest man at the moment. Only one in the 124s as we speak. I was going to go on board with Gary, as you can see, because
he's just improved his lap as well. 2 tenths he's just gained. He goes into the pits.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think everyone's going in the pit, so because I didn't do a lap in the first qualifying, so try and pick up somebody Welshie. This is who's where is he on track?
He's just gone through turn 3.
Yeah, try and pick up
where's Argent or Keegs? I think are on track. Argent's just gone through turn 1.
There you go. Turn 1. No. I want the whole lap. I want the whole lap.
What about Keegs? Where's Keegs?
Where is Keegs?
Oh, he's coming down there. There we go.
Right, start finish straight. Just going across the bricks. If you saw them, 160 miles an hour. You're braking down to almost nothing any time from here onwards to try and pick up the right-hander on this apex. Try and pick up that curb. Don't run too wide because the next turn 2's right there. Left-hander extends into a right-hander, which is flat through this next one. Out wide to the left. Come back. Pick up the apex. Try and stay to the right hand side for this quick chicane. Touch the first one, hop the second, keep the back end in check, stay off the curbs. You're on the back straight now, moving across the right hand side, ready to get your braking point for the next left hander, which is a 90 degree. Brake anytime now. Try and pick up, you see the orange marker, that won't be there for long. Pick up the apex. Keeks gets all squirrely. This first one's quite easy, the second one comes up quite quickly and can catch you out. Slow down, pick up the apex, try not to run onto the grass on the left-hand side. Traction important now, nail it as you just skim the edge of the banking as you do this last chicane. Interesting little chicane, almost unsighted apex as it's low on the floor. Try and pick up that apex, try not to run out wide. This one got an almost double apex, you look again as you pick up the apex, try not to run out on the grass. Last corner now, you want to be accelerating without too much slide from the back end, trying to gain as much speed as possible so you get that full traction down the straight and across the line.
Across the line, and slightly improves 2 tenths of a second, still behind. Oh no, he's gone up, sorry, by 3 tenths in front of his dad. So he's out qualifying Senior Welsh at the moment. Keegan Welsh and Chris Welsh doing a cracking job on circuit, both in the Lamborghini but not in a team. Maybe they will team up next year. Let's wait and see. The 2 Scottish lads out of the 3 Scottish lads on track. Emo Guy being the 3rd, not able to qualify. But at the moment, we've seen Gary now find a bit of pace, Kelly, for race 2.
Yes,
so
indeed. He's in the pits at the moment, and So we got Peaceful is the man closest, but he's still. If you go back to qualifying 1, the top 8 were covered by a second, and now it's only first and second that are covered by a second. So the other guys still struggling for pace at the moment, and Peaceful not exactly setting the world on fire with a 1:25.3, which is kind of race pace really. So he's not going to get another lap in. I don't think. No, he's not, is he? So this will be his best one. If it's an improvement, we will see as he comes across the line.
Yeah, as well for Keegs, who's only going to get this, as well as Keegs as well, just saying in front, just about to get his final time on the board. So we see them both coming across the line. Keegs kept it very tight at that final part of the corner. Keegs improved slightly. Peaceful, no improvement there then. Where's Fury? He's down the back part of the track. What about Deeks and Argent? Where are they? There's Deeks just in front of him. And Argent... he's just coming down the back part of the track as well, as is Welshie. So it'll be Deeks, the first man to cross the line. Then Fury, then Argent, then Welshie. And I just want to say, Gary has 3 pole positions to his name this season. Fury none, Welshie none, Deeks none. Argent obviously races in the Pro-Am. Doesn't actually have he has 1 pole position, sorry, to his name. Deeks has ruined his final run. And what's Fury going to do from here then? Can Fury get it? The Porsche that had that big incident race 1. What's he going to do as he crosses the line? He does go second, improves his time. Very good lap. What can Argent do? Can Argent do anything about it then in the Mercedes? The grunt of the Mercedes-Benz. Can he get it back up into the front 2? No, he can't. Can Welshie improve at all? Welshie improves and out-qualifies the youngster by 0.003 of a second. So bragging rights in the household for senior Welsh. But Gary at 131 takes his 4th pole position of the season. And what a time to do so after he struggled in the first race. Just want to say that was Jamie Brazier's first fastest lap of the season in the last race. But Gary on pole position with Fury P2. Peaceful Explosion P3, then getting bumped down at the very end. Argent in P4. Deeks 5th place with Welshie 6th. Keegs in 7th. And then it's Sutty, the first of the non-qualifiers, with Big Boy Brazier, Little Each 10th. Mazda down in 11th, the Emo Guy 12th. Unorthodox D-Biggs P13 and Unorthodox P14. So a lot of work for Dan to do, but we know sometimes these race 2 races can provide us with a lot of entertainment and a lot of chances of a few incidents early doors. So let's see what happens. Hopefully no incidents, but we'll have to see what happens then, because we know what a race 2's like, Kelly. It can be a bit chaotic, a bit like the reverse grid in the touring cars, if you will. And it can provide that I mean, look at last week, race 2 last week, Long Beach. Gary started by the back of the grid, was P2 at the end of lap 1. It was that madness. So anything can happen. Dan is not out of this one at the back of the pack.
Certainly not in Project Cars. Absolutely anything can happen in the sim world. So stick around, because it's a long way to go. 20 laps in this race. And another mandatory pit stop, so still all to play for. And
mandatory pit stop.
Forward to it.
Mandatory pit stop, lap 6 in this one. I said lap 10 in the first one. Apologies about that was my bad. It is lap 6 is the pit window, so it was lap 6, not lap 10. Apologies for that one to any of the guys. I mean, majority of them pitted towards the end of the race anyway, so they missed that lap. They'd have pitted well after lap 6 anyway. It's not like they pitted on the 10th lap sort of thing, but we are just waiting for the drivers to sync up. 14 cars on the grid, missing Phil and Andy tonight. Unfortunately, hopefully they can be back. We're not here next week. We are live next week with a Le Mans 2-hour 40. So join us for that. Information will be released this week on the Facebook page. So make sure you keep tuned for that one.
What night's that? What night's that going to be?
Wednesday or Thursday. I will sort that out tomorrow and I'll drop you a message. Okay, we're probably going to do it on both nights for those who can't make any, so we'll probably try and do it both nights. But join us next week for the Le Mans 2-hour 40-minute race. Hopefully we should see some fantastic action in that one. LMP1, LMP2 and GTE, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks time with the regular season action of round 17 and 18 at Imola. We ended the season at Imola last season where Gary won his title on an ironing board. We're there now at the third from last round of the season with Bathurst and Rapuna Park after that. The drivers have synced up. Peaceful has his lights on. Gary turns his lights on. The red lights are on. We're green here. Fury's also lit up. And look at them Lamborghinis get a cracking start. Fury gets off the line brilliantly as well. And has he just got in front of Gary 131? I'd say so. And a bit of a bump. And who is that? That would look like Jamie Brazier was on top of Little Leach for a moment there. Hopefully he can get it stopped into turn one, and Fury and Gary side by side through the first corner and the second corner, and just looking backwards it is all a bit bunched up towards the rear of the grid. Peaceful though has managed to keep it in P4. Deeks get a good start up into 5th. And Welsh, he's kind of been bullied out a little bit. He's down to 12. Keegs as well, down in P9. Not sure what happened with Jamie there at the start, but he's up to P6. So he won't be, he'll not be disappointed with that one. But Gary, Fury, Deeks, Peaceful, Argent, Big Boy Brazier. Then behind him, Sutty Apex, P14. So what happened to him on the first corner? He's 11 seconds off the back. So I'm not sure what's happened to Sutty there.
No, I'm not. I didn't really see what happened to Sooty, but he's...
that's twitching.
He's all over the shop. Yeah, very twitchy. I don't know what's going on there. He had some very strange ideas about setup. Although he went and won the first race, with some strange ideas about setup, and I won't let his secret out. But he was certainly inventive in his setup for race 1. So I wonder if he's running the same sort of thing. Reasonably clean first lap from everybody.
Oh, look at that. Fury's managed to get lap 1 done without losing a wheel. Look, he's about to cross the line. No. Yes, Fury, we're on lap 2 with 4 wheels on the car. Come on.
And it didn't take 7 minutes to get there.
No, it didn't. It took 1 minute 32 seconds as Argent's having a look on Peaceful Explosion, who's having a look on Deeks up the inside in towards turn 2, and our man up into P3, but Deeks fighting back at him on the outside. He's going to struggle to get it done the long way around there. Sooty in the pits at the end of lap 1, so whatever has happened, it is damage, and Deeks is wide. Very, very wide. Argent through, Big Boy Brazier through, Emo Guy through, Deeks. He's well off here. He's well. That's
in that horrible gravel.
Someone give Indy a phone call and tell them that they've got to sort their gravel out here, because that has cost Deeks a heck of a lot of places, and he's now all the way down in P12. Master down in 11th. What has happened to him? Dan's on the back of Keegs here for a position. I saw him in the background just a minute ago, and he's going to look up the inside of Keegs. Job done. Into the little twisty section we go, and Keegs gave that one away pretty easy. They didn't really fancy fighting that one.
No, we didn't see how it built up. We didn't know if Dan had a really good run on him from the chicane onwards, but seemed to be easy meet that one for Daniel. Started last a lap and a half ago. So exactly what we were saying about how things can change really, really quickly.
What's happened to Argent was P4 a minute ago. Sorry, Kelly, was P4. He's now down in P12. So Argent had an off somewhere we can't have seen, because I didn't see him off or rejoin anyway.
No, I didn't. No, it was something we didn't see. Incidentally, Fury is, as he goes a little bit deep into turn 1, I was just about to praise him up. He was in half a second of Gary. He's dropped a little bit with that little mistake. Was just bigging Fury up for a couple of cracking first laps, because he was keeping Gary very, very honest. Keep it all together, Fury. You could do with a good solid race, should I say? So
he could, and Peaceful very wide out the chicane in the background there. That's gave Jamie Brazier a heck of a run down this back straight, but Peaceful's keeping it there, and he's trying. He'll have the inside line.
Got the inside
line. I don't think Jamie's going to do anything about that. Tucks it back behind and lets Peaceful carry on his merry way in P3. But this is a cracking battle for third place. Jamie seemed to have dominance at the early stages of the first race, and it seemed to go away from him in the second race. So as he made changes for race 2, as he's undercut Peaceful there, an absolute gem, and got that done lovely. Can Peaceful come back at him into the braking zone? No, he can't. He's on the outside.
Jamie's got it done.
Jamie's done that absolutely lovely there, and Peaceful will tuck back into P4. So now it's about Jamie Brazier working his way to the front. P3 after a poor end to the first race. Can he keep it all together in race 2? One man we've not said much about tonight is D Biggs, 5th in race 1, currently 5th again here in race 2.
Yes, indeed, having a solid evening is D Biggs. Going on quite fine. He's got Daniel in his rear view mirror. They had a bit of a tussle in race 1, so we'll relive that again a bit later on. Mazda coming up through the field. He's up behind Little Leach now. So he's coming through the field. Where did Jamie start? What position?
Jamie started P9, so he's actually gained
P9. So yeah, so he's made good progress.
Yeah, 6 places.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, made very good progress in the first opening laps. Yeah, Mazda on the move. Jamie on the move, Dan on the move.
Deeks in the pits. So Deeks must have run into a few more problems here then, because he's in the pits at the end of the 3rd lap, and here goes Mazda, who's on the outside of Little Each there.
Yeah, he was, yes.
And has he got that one done? Craig's going to try and keep it up the inside of Mazda.
No,
yeah, round the outside. Good job by Mazda.
Brave. Good driving from both of them, because it would have been very easy for Craig just to tap the rear of that
that BMW
and send it round, Matt Neal style. Quickly talking about
let's not talk about touring cars. I'm wounded that Dan Camish has left.
Well, no, I want to talk about touring cars, Matt. Let's talk about touring cars as lots and lots of talk about
lots has happened.
Dynamics, isn't there? Dan Cam gone.
Rumours that Honda are pulling out. Rumours that Alfords have left them.
And what's he, Bob?
Yuasa.
Company.
Yeah.
Yuasa, thank you.
Rumours that because everywhere I've seen, every report I've seen has been Team Dynamics this, Team Dynamics that. Obviously, Team Dynamics, the team run by Steve and Matt Neal or Steve Neal back in the day when Matt Neal won his $250,000 independence thing. I don't remember anybody else winning $250,000 for winning an independent race. Just Matt Neal. Okay, thought I'd double check that one.
You can have that one.
But no, with the sounds of it, I've not seen anything confirmed, but with the sounds of it, Halford, Yuasa and Honda all pulling out, and they've lost Dan Camish, so an interesting one. Driver announcement tomorrow for that, just to let you know. So whether it is going to be a driver that was going to partner Dan Camish, we're not sure, or whether it is Dan Camish's replacement. But I have a feeling we could be seeing Gordon Shedden back in that team. That's my thought.
What I was, when I was just then when I was trying to get in a word in edgeways when you were off on a Honda rant, I was saying that the rumour is that Shedden is coming back. So that will be, for all the bad news, that will be some really good news. Wasn't there also talk of them wanting to run a 3rd car?
So the rumour I've heard as well was to run a 3rd car and have Camish Shedden, and we don't know.
Matt Neal, maybe.
Matt Neal, maybe. There's still the Matt Neal. Is he retiring? Is he coming back? What's he doing?
Yeah.
But then there's also, with Henry Neal winning the BTC trophy, like the feeder series, if you will, there's also a lot of, is Henry Neal, Matt Neal's son, ready to take that seat? And let his dad maybe let Matt have more of a senior role like Steve Neal did with Matt Neal.
Absolutely.
A lot of rumours, a lot of different rumours at the moment. No one knows for sure what's happening. With Dan Camish leaving, it's threw it up in the works. What I will say is there's a fantasy touring car on the internet which I've signed up to, and we've got a Simplay League going, so anybody who wants to join who's on the Facebook group, get involved. There's a link there, they'll take you to the page, register. You can pick up to 6 touring car drivers. I had Dan Camish in my team has now gone to pot. I had 5 drivers, Dan Camish was one of them, and now I woke up to that news and it was like, great, I've now got to pick another driver. I've still not yet picked a driver.
Right, well, I might have to sign up and get involved with that, mightn't I?
Plato Punterino is my team name, coincidentally. Plato.
What is? Sorry?
Plato Punterino.
Right.
That's my team
name. How did you come up with that?
Dunno. Dunno.
Just liked it.
Yeah, Plato Punt. He does a lot of it, punting people from behind. He does a lot of it, so I thought, why not? Well, we see Argent currently on the track, P11, not really doing a lot. Get involved. So there's an F1 one and there's a touring car one. It's a little Simplay League for fun. Get involved.
I certainly will. I recommend everybody else does.
Yeah. Keegs there and Little Eats look side by side. Keegs hassling the back of the Porsche as they come around the final bend. The Porsche runs a little wide and Keegs keeps it tight to the wall. How is he able to keep it that tight to the wall? That corner there naturally takes you wide, and he's kept the speed, the momentum's with him, and he's going to get up the inside of Little Each into turn 1. Although I'd say Keegs pull over a little bit towards Little Each because that corner's going to come even more tight. And look at Emo Guy, he fancies a run there round the outside, keeps it round the outside. He's now going to be inside into turn 3, flat scat through there and into the braking zone, now into 4. An Emo Guy, Little Each through 1 straight and 4 corners, down to P10.
Yeah, but panned out terribly for Little Leach. That did. Emo Guy picking up the best of that situation, and now
and look at the run he's got.
Yes, indeed.
Great run up the inside of Keegs.
Oh, Keegs going
I tell you what, he's
that.
keeping it there. He's keeping it brave and honest. Still side by side through these two bends. And now Emo Guy looks like he's got the job done. Although he hasn't. He hasn't. Keegs is still there, and Emo Guy has to go a little wide there because Keegs has still got the nose up the inside. And Little Leach looks like he's getting a bit more feisty into this one. And the two Lamborghinis, the two flying Scotsmen, just touch doors a little bit there. Bit of bumping going on. And what are they going to do? They're still side by side. No, Little Leach is now side by side. They're in this one, and Little Leach has to get out of that. But
great racing from these three.
Clean racing as well. What clean racing? Clean, great racing from the three of them.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
although them
indeed.
Lamborghinis look like they've gone down the straight on Little Leach's view. That Porsche is not able to keep with them.
Little Leach was a little bit wide out of the last corner, so may have lost some momentum. As we see someone coming out.
Yeah, that's
Welshie
coming out the pit lane.
Welshie coming out the pits. He's not really in this one. As this battle continues, any of these guys haven't given up on this one yet. Little Leach has got to pull himself back into contention with this one. He's dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Emo Guys run through the chicane now as they come down. Big Boy Brazy is now up into second place. He must have done that a while ago because he's got 4 seconds over Fury. And here goes Emo Guy, a late pull out, a late lunge up the inside. Has he got it stopped in time? Here, I tell you what, he has, he's clipped the apex. He's done a cracking job, and he makes sure that he breaks that bit later so Keegs can't come back at him. He's done just that. And Emo Guy up into P7. Great driving from these two here. Little Leach just slowly dropping off the back at the moment. Gary's pace looks good. Looks like he was. Oh, Fury's lost another place. Fury's gone into the pits and has picked himself up a time penalty in the pit lane. So that'll be a 10-second time penalty in this race. And what was going so well, quiet but well, has now got a time penalty. Dan up to P4, his teammate. Mazda up to P5. Little Leach as well, I think, there. Just dove in the pits late. Yes, he did indeed. So Little Leach in the pits. P8. Unorthodox on the back of D-Biggs. This fight resumes from race 1. Sure, Mazda, who's 9 seconds off the back of these two, would love to get on the back of Dan and recreate their fight from race 1, because that was a heck of a battle.
Yes, indeed. But Dan's hunting D-Biggs down bit by bit. So we need to keep a little bit of an eye on this one, see how this continues. Let's say a couple of guys taking their pit stops. Fury with a 10-second penalty. Unfortunate, that one. So easily done. So easily done. Little Leach in the pits at the moment as well, as you can see that they're dropping down the order, which they will. It's over a minute for a pit stop here, depending on what you do. If you don't have anything done, it's a minute. If you have everything done, it can be 7 or 8, depending on how many wheels you've got. So
depending on how many, indeed,
how many you need.
How many you need, how many you want, depending on the pit crew as well, because we know the Project Car boys sometimes seem to be a bit lazy and stand there. Whereas Fury's guys decided to go, come on lads, we've got some serious work to do in getting Fury back out on track. And they did so, as Dan starting to gain on Fury. Gary in the 24s in the race. We didn't see a 24 from anybody in the last race for race pace. So Gary here must have made some tweaks in the middle of the sessions. And I tell you what, he looks better value for his money round in this second race.
I don't know if he's... I don't know quite what Gary's done, but he's certainly sorted it out. Maybe he's taken his steering wheel off the ironing board and put it somewhere a bit more safe. I don't know, but he's certainly got the pace at the moment. 5 seconds in front of Jamie, who's had pace all evening, to be fair.
Had pace all evening until the later start stages of the race, though. We noticed a few mistakes from Jamie later on in the race, which cost him the podium.
I found that, again, when I was practice on this, and I don't know if I was set up exactly the same as the race settings that we got this evening, but I was finding that the tyres were going off very, very, very quickly. I mean, overheating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Within 3 laps, the left-hand side tyres were yellow.
Yeah, and the real corner that does that is this one here. Because you're kind of trying to keep it as tight as you can, but the track naturally wants to take you wide. That's the one that really hurts the left rear and left front tyre. But at the minute, Jamie doing a fantastic job. Dan has came into the pits at the end of lap 10. So Dan in now. So that battle with E-Biggs will resume at a later date. Mazda will come round and collect that position from Dan. Where's Sutty after his first lap pit stop? P10 at the moment, and currently 8-9 seconds off the back of Fury, so not really in that rhythm is Sutty yet. 26 dead last time around, and Dan's away, lighting up the rear tyres.
That's a pretty car, isn't it? Isn't that a pretty car?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's no Honda, but it's nice, you know.
No, it's no lawnmower, but it's.
I mean, well, I say that.
I say that. Volkswagen.
I say that we could not be in a Honda this year, and we could be running the VW, and all of a sudden, Matt Neal's a god, Kelly.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And be Honda who? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Honda what?
Yeah,
sorry.
But
never been a Honda fan. What are you on about? No, I don't see that happening. It will be interesting though to see what they will run. Now, question: where has Jamie gone? Because when we last saw Gary, you could see Jamie in the background. Has he dropped off a little bit? The gap wouldn't indicate that.
No. He's still within 5 seconds where he was last time we spoke about him.
Yeah.
In fact, he was 5 something. Now he's 4.7. So yeah, I think that was just where you were on track, Matt. Really,
right.
just yeah. I mean, Jamie's still consistently 5 seconds back.
Biggs actually lost 6 tenths to Gary on the last lap, to be fair.
Wow.
Gary lapping really strong in this race. Where was this pace race one?
25.0, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, going very quickly. As I say, the only man we've seen in the 24s, or definitely no 24s in race 1, and, you know, now in the 25.0. So, Gary looking like he's got control of this race. We better not speak too soon. Because we have seen Gary drop it in the past.
Yeah, the curse of the commentator. We've seen Gary drop it in the past as well, Kelly, when changeable conditions, which he says he likes, but yeah, that's the tracks where he keeps to see him dropping it. For those viewers who are regular and joined us last season, would have noticed that most of last season was wet. Most of this year's dry due to the weather changes now. Last year was picked from my two sons, who picked the weather for the races out the hat, and that was the weather we were on for the race. The drivers knew about it. This year, live weather, so it is a factor. We're also running the current date, so the season has changed. I can tell you that the season is now spring, because we're at the beginning of March. According to the game, we're now in spring. We're technically not just yet, but we are on the game, so the game is registering that it's just a little bit warmer now that we're in the springtime, as Unorthodox has got past his teammate Fury, and that's good of Fury there not to hold Dan up too much as he's chasing down Peaceful Explosion. Both cars have pitted, and for Fury with his 10-second penalty to not hold his teammate up too much here is well done to him, and testament to that the team need good points as D-Biggs comes into the pits at the end of lap 12 from P3 on the grid.
Okay, so this will be interesting because Dan and D-Biggs were in very close company when Dan pitted a few laps ago.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens here. See if the undercut's going to work for Daniel, or if he's been stuck. You know, although Fury let him through very quickly.
Yeah. How much time did he lose? Yeah.
Yeah. What has he lost? Where's D-Biggs? He's moving.
He's on his way out.
Yeah, and Dan's in the final chicane. So.
This could be very close. This could be like Mazda in the first race. It could be really, really tight. The end of the wall is the pit. The end of the wall is where you can take the limiter off. And like you said there, look in the background, there's Dan. Dan, I think, has actually done him. Dan, I think, has jumped. The undercut for Dan has worked. Or has it? This was about where Mazda was when Dan and that was coming to the track. The cameraman, brilliant panning out.
Look how close.
And I think D-Biggs has kept the position. Good stuff. We thought Dan may have had it there. But D-Biggs keeps hold off what is P4, so not even lost a place. Oh no, he did lose a place to Mazda. And good stuff. Mazda's not pitted yet. Good stuff for that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And Daniel was right behind D-Biggs when before the pit stop. So D-Biggs got a bit of breathing space, and Daniel's got Peaceful to deal with, which he's dealing with right now.
Sending one up the inside. Job done. Peaceful gets it stopped. Great move from Dan. He saw D-Biggs come out the pits. He's now gone, I need to get past this Mercedes. I need to catch that Porsche of Unorthodox. I want a 4th podium in a row. And from the back of the grid, Dan having a cracking drive. Fury! Fury just losing the rear of the car. Now where is Sutty Apex? There he is as Fury rejoins the track. And Sutty, after his lap 1 pit stop, is now P7. So where he just a place above where he started. And Fury's race has just kind of spiralled downhill a little bit. Was P2 for so long, and he's just dropped off the back of a few guys now. Peaceful just clipping the grass as he comes out that little final corner. As the cameraman decides to just take a look at the marshal with a green flag in his hand.
Yeah, the marshal up there.
At the top of the stage. Well done to you, sir.
Big crowd here today, as you can see. They're not very animated.
No.
But there was a lot of them.
I mean, at least the man was animated. He had his flag ready. Wrong flag, because I don't know why he'd wave unless there was a yellow flag at the final sector. But he had his flag ready, and he looked pumped, ready to go. So that's good to see.
Ready to wave that flag.
Now, our man, Peaceful, that we cheer on every week, behind your man, Unorthodox. Can he regain that position? Can he gain that pace? I don't think so, because Dan looks on top form today. Gary's took another 5/10 out of Jamie's time, and that gap has just crept to 5.5 seconds here. So Gary, whatever he's changed from race 1 to race 2, well done, because all of a sudden that Porsche looks very, very quick. I know he had his incident and got caught up with Fury, didn't he, early doors, but he still didn't look like he had pace to come back through the field. Here,
not this kind of pace, no.
No, not this kind of pace. Here, he's on something here. He's found something in this car.
Yes, and it'd be interesting to know exactly what he's done between one and the other, because he has got better pace generally than even when he was running behind and after he'd had the car rebuilt. In race 1, he was still not running in this kind of pace.
No, has he made a mistake somewhere? I've not seen him make a mistake, but Jamie's got the gap under 4 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see if Jamie's got an epic lap time as he comes round. But Gary certainly hasn't made any mistakes since we've been on board with him.
And he's going into the pits here. Yeah, so he's pitting this lap. Will Jamie follow him in, or we've seen the undercut has been the big benefactor here and has worked quite significantly, unless you're able to go 7-8 laps longer like Mazda did race 1 and come away with a podium. But Jamie Brazier does not pit, so if he pits next lap, has the undercut worked for Gary 131? We'll have to see. Big Boy Brazier to 26.0, so Gary must have had a mistake somewhere.
Must have been before we went on board with him. Because that wasn't a particularly fantastic lap from Jamie. That was just normal race pace stuff. So not a gain 2 seconds back type of lap. So
just looking at Kelly, just looking at who's left to come in the pits. Jamie and Mazda. So Big Boy Brazier and Mazda, the first and second, are to come into the pits as Unorthodox. Getting closer to the back of D Biggs. Peaceful still in striking distance, but he's not as close as he'd like to be here. Now the Mercedes very powerful down the straights, but is it lacking in the corners around Indy road course here then? Fury's got back ahead of Sutty, I notice on the timing screen, but obviously that won't matter with his 10-second penalty. But I'm sure Sutty will want to get past Fury to get on the back of this pack in particular, bearing in mind he's only 8 seconds off the back of Peaceful Explosion. And Peaceful, although the Merc normally has significant straight line speed, didn't seem to have a great advantage there.
No, he wasn't reeling in any wasn't reeling the Porsche in at any particular pace, was he? So yeah, I don't think there's a great deal in it. All the cars seem to be different cars, different drivers. All in all, it seems to be quite well matched, in my opinion. I don't see any car that stands out this evening. I mean, the Porsches have been solid, but so have the Lambos.
Yeah, exactly. So, now here's the question then. Big Boy Brazier in the pits. Where's Gary 131 on circuit? Because we've seen the undercut work all night. Has the overcut now worked for Big Boy Brazier? Let's keep an eye on it. Gary's coming into the final part of the track. Mazda stays out in the race lead. And Jamie is on his way out the pits, but has at least half the pit lane to go. And where's Gary? Keep your eyes in the background. There is Gary. Now this is going to be close again. I mean...
I think he's got it done this time.
This is the game. Ignore driver of the day. This is the game. Is Gary got it done? No, I think Gary's done him. Yep, Gary's gone through. Now the question is what's the gap as Gary comes out the pit? So the undercut again then. Maybe Jamie should have pitted same lap as last time as Gary last lap, because Gary seems to have the job done on Big Boy Brazier by a couple of corners as well. The gap sorts itself out. It's back to 4.5 seconds. So Jamie's actually lost about 1.5 seconds there from when Gary pitted to when Jamie pitted. So he's lost time. He's only 5 seconds in front of D Biggs. Now this is the stage of the race where Big Boy Brazier was a bit twitchy and a bit nervous. For Mazda here, the gap needs to be around... Sorry, go on, Kelly.
I think Peaceful must have had a bit of a... bit of a shocker, because he's dropped right back towards Fury. He's well off the back of Dan, nearly 10 seconds off the back of Dan, where he was right close. So he must have had a little bit of an off or an excursion somewhere. That's
and also,
sure.
what has Sooty Apex changed between race 1 and race 2? Because he doesn't seem to have the pace. Fury's actually gapped Sooty Apex here. If you just look in the background, look, there's Fury, there's Sooty. A bit of a gap between the two of them. What has Sooty changed in this one, or what is happening with Sooty?
He might have changed his master plan, his master setup back to something a little bit more sensible, because he was running extremes on the tyres, let's say, and maybe he's changed that back and it's not working quite so well for him, or maybe he's just picked the steering wheel up and he just is not as quick as he was.
I mean, he's going to get the place of Fury anyway, because Fury has that time penalty. He's also going to be interested in Peaceful Explosion in front, because he's going to want to get close to him to gain an extra place. Peaceful in the background, you see pulling out the slipstream, but this is the battle at the moment. Dan and D Biggs. Dan can't get anything done. Now down the straight, the Merc, the Porsche, the Lamborghini, 3 different cars, 3 different teams, and that Porsche Furies looks quite good. It looks like it pulls away from Sooty on the straight and looked like it was gaining on Peaceful as well, but he's got too much to do with a 10-second penalty in such little time for me.
Yes, absolutely. So it's going to be for personal pride only, really, for Fury, because he's got to drop down the order a little bit with that 10-second penalty. So it'll just be, as I said, for personal pride, really. The man in front, you always want to be in front of the man in front, don't you? You know?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so regardless if it's for first or for 13th, you still want to be in front of that man that you're chasing. So we'll see how these guys
look at the
go
Porsche
on.
Actually, look at him. He's really getting on Peaceful, and he's actually having a look through the S's there. Then coming down to this little right hander. Peaceful's a bit wide. Fury's got it tucked underneath. Does well not to plant that into the back of Peaceful Explosion here. And Fury has a run underneath Peaceful, but look, the grunt of the Mercedes just pulls him back in front. But Fury through the corners looks like he's got the superior car underneath him.
Yep. This will be interesting for sure, as Fury's a bit all over the shop, really. Should have come across before he made that apex, because he's let Peaceful get away. And this is important traction zone, this last corner. So
as well,
important.
Kelly, you can hear the Lamborghini closer than ever in the background.
Yes, you can. And let's go on. Here we go. Yes, Sooty.
Oh, are we going to see the Sooty send it? Are we going to see one? Surely not. No. Didn't think so.
We're not, no.
Oh, he gets close. He's late on the brakes. He's got very close. We didn't see the Sooty send it, but he may sneak one up the inside here. He's going to have the outside line. No, he's not, because Fury's actually managed to keep in front of him. Or is he going to send one at this part? No, he can't again there. Sooty, come on, get the send it out. Get your typical move. We want to see it. Mazda has to pit at the end of this lap. Then he's gone along again. His race pace doesn't look great at 28.8. That's not fantastic laps from Mazda. Pitted lap 19 last time. He's got to pit lap 19 this time as well. They come down the back straight. Sooty then on the back of Fury. Gets closer.
Sorry, mate. Daniel has got D Biggs at some point.
He has, yes.
I was watching this battle and we haven't flicked to it, but Daniel has got in front of D Biggs after chasing him down for ages. Mazda's in the pits.
Yes, the job done. Mazda in the pits. Gary retains his race lead. Big Boy Brazier will go to second. I reckon Mazda's going to come out around about this battle here, but we'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Big Boy Brazier's through. Dan and D Biggs should go through in fight. I think D Biggs has had a spin. I've just noticed when Sooty turned that corner that D Biggs was off. And where is D Biggs? There he is, and Peaceful a bit closer to him. 3 seconds is that gap now. And Mazda on pit exit. Where's Mazda going to feed out? Is he going to have jumped D Biggs after a spin? No, they're all passing him. So Mazda's still in the pit lane. Is Emo Guy going to get him? Yeah, I think Emo Guy will get him as well.
They're all going to get him.
So Mazda's going to drop down to P9 here, but if you can keep within 10 seconds of Fury, you'll gain an extra point. In fact, Mazda side by side with Emo Guy out the pit lane, but this battle still resumes, and Sooty Apex still looking for a way past his Porsche, because he knows if he can pass the Porsche, he can get on the back of that Mercedes-Benz and have a look at him as he takes a lot of chicane there. And Sooty now tries to get a run down this down the back straight. He cuts to the inside, and is he going to look to lunge into the bottom part of the circuit? Or late on the brakes, Harsley, you're braking Sooty. He's going to send one up the inside. Maybe a bit of a rub, clean as a whistle through there, and Sooty still hasn't got the job done.
No, indeed. And
he's lost it.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. Probably. Oh, there we go. What a shame. What a shame.
Just too much. Oh, we've missed. Oh, we've missed Gary win the race. All that was going off. We've missed Gary 131 cross the line. Apologies to Gary. We've missed you cross the line.
Gary.
Big Boy Brazier is going to come across the line for a P2. Unorthodox, back-to-back podiums. Yeah, P3 for Unorthodox, and good stuff for him. D Biggs is going to hang on for a P4. With Peaceful Explosion crossing the line P5. Where did Fury go? He's dropped to 9th. So Peaceful will cross the line P5. Sooty will cross the line in P6. Emo Guy will get P7. Fury across the line. Don't know why he does that backwards. Mazda P8, so more points for that BMW on its learning curve. Fury P9 now. Oh, Little H has lost it at the end. And he's hit the wall big. And here comes Keegs. More importantly, here comes Keegs. So Fury should get 9th. Can Little H get it back on track and get going? I don't think he's going to here. I think Keegs is going to get 10th place at the very end. Little H got the car sideways. And Keegs is going to take P10. Flash of the lights for him. Little H is going to be devastated at that, coming home P11. Argent on points for Forever Forward Racing, then another 12th place for him, so just 8 points for Forever Forward Racing in this one. Welshie is going to cross the line at P13, and Deeks will cross the line at P14 as well. And that is your lot. Who got fastest lap of the race? Oh, we didn't do driver of the day, so we'll have to do it just between us commentators.
Yeah, don't do that.
Commentators, driver of the day for me, Unorthodox.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, runner-up to runner-up, runner-up to runner-up. Yeah,
Gary,
so the ultimate runner-up.
Gary P1, fastest lap of the race as well, so good points in that second race with Gary. We're going to give Dan the driver of the day. We didn't do the vote, but we're going to give it to Dan either way because good stuff from him. And I can tell you...
Apologies to Gary, we missed him going across the line. I don't know about you, but I was enjoying the racing so much.
Oh, I was enjoying Sooty's battle.
Was over.
No, I was enjoying Sooty's battle that much with Fury. We missed the end of the race. Now, interesting news, Jamie took his double points. Him and Gary are tied in the championship going into the week's break before Imola. Gary and Big Boy Brazier are tied on points in this one then. Just doing my stats as well, 156 points still up for grabs. Keegs, Phil, Welshie, Deeks, Fury and Mazda can now statistically not win the championship. FU Racing, DW Racing and Simplay Racing cannot win the Constructors' Championship neither. Unorthodox still mathematically up for the title, but that one is a long shot. He'll be out of that running race 1 next week. But tied at the top of the standings between the two. Sooty, the biggest climber today, moving up to P4 with his double points. Fury took double points. He's closed that gap, but looks like relegation still looming large. Andy dropping down a couple of places thanks to Sooty gaining some points. Andy's only 3 points ahead of Peaceful Explosion. Dan gaining over Phil with Phil not here tonight, so a few changes in the championship, but ultimately tied at the top. That is interesting.
Yes, indeed, with as you say, half the season to go, so status quo at the top, and interesting as we go forward. Just in the comments there, Fury's granddad said crash of the day to Fury. I think that's crash of the season, don't you?
Yeah, really? Crash of season 1 and 2, because that was absolutely spectacular. Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Mental. Dan, driver of the day. Great racing, guys. Nice and clean from Peaceful Explosion. Well done, Gary. Dan, driver of the day. Indeed. Kaylee said Jamie for driver of the day, but I think it's hard to look past Dan. Liam Game was all saying Dan, driver of the day. That's all we've got time for, Kelly. Week break where we could see you on track for the first time, making your Simplay debut next week in a little fun race. Hopefully, if all goes well, fingers crossed.
If I'm not in the car, I'll be in the commentary. One or the other, that's for certain. Sure.
That is for certain. It'll be a pleasure to have you on track. Any final thoughts from yourself?
My pleasure. No, another great evening's racing. You guys get involved. Subscribe to this channel. Like the Facebook pages. I'm going to go on the Facebook page in the next couple of days and do the fantasy touring car thing on Simplay's motorsport page. Facebook page, that's the one. No, just great racing from everyone as usual. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Matt, for your company.
No, pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. All good with me.
Thank you for joining us. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this video to 20 likes before the end of the live stream. Well done to all the drivers today. So like I say, break next week. We'll be live with a 2-hour 40. Join us live next week as well. Again, announcement will be on the Facebook page. We are going to do the Season 3 track draw live on YouTube. So it'll be me live with my two sons on the camera, and we'll be live for the track draw for Season 3. Still time to get your votes in. Voting will close tomorrow night at midnight, so get those who are part of Simplay and part of the racing. If you've seen the post on the group, Kelly as well, get yourself a track listed on the Facebook group.
I was about to, Matt. I was going to do it the other day. I was sat doing something, drinking a cup of tea or something. Yeah. I thought, I'll do it. And I was going to do Ruda Easter, that horrible little French track that we did in touring cars over on Motive, but I couldn't spell it, so I didn't bother.
Right, okay.
Because that's an interesting track for sure.
I've put that one in the Toy Story notebook. Be sure that one will be in the pot. Join us live. Closes tomorrow night at midnight. So those drivers who still want to get a track out there, I'll apologise to Fury for the first race, but it was a cold trickle moment, I'm afraid, says Gary in the chat. Yeah, it definitely was.
Racing.
We'll be back live for the GT3 racing though, and the resume of the season. Join us in 2 weeks' time, the 17th and 18th of March, for Pro-Am and Pro at Imola, in which the season final round for double points. Those drivers who've not taken double points, it's their last chance to take them at Imola, so they have to take the mandatory rule state that they have to take them at Imola. So that could be exciting. Plenty of drivers still not taking double points. I think 5 in the Pro-Am and 3 in the Pro still to take the double points, all next week, so that's going to be an interesting one to watch. We'll be back live next week with the 2 hours 40 from Le Mans. And Kelly, been a pleasure as always. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you next week, guys. Take care. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
And we're out.
Cool. Did I see Daniel join?
Hello.
He has joined. Hey Dan. Hey Dan's channel.
Hi guys. Nicky
driver
says
of the
hi.
day, Dan.
Hey guys.
Am I actually?
Yeah, driver of the day.
Driver of the day.
Our choice for driver of the day, and in the comments as well. A few people
Sick.
driver of the day, Dan. Yeah.
Woo.
Runner up.
Hey, and did you also see in the team, FU Racing was at the top today?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good points. Good points.
Oh,
excellent.
Right.
You're still mathematically in for the title, by the way, just to let you know.
Oh,
as long as everyone else crashes every race.
Yeah, as long as Gary has races like that every race, that'll be great.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to take the Golden Crown, one of the 3 Golden Crowns, which is the 2.4 of Le Mans. That's going to be what I'm going for. I want to win.
Okay, you're going for the triple crown.
I wish. I need to be an LMP1.
That is a thing we are doing, by the way.
What, triple crown?
What? In the off season, we are doing the triple crown.
Cool. What, Le Mans?
I don't know if we're going to do Le Mans. I think we're just going to do any 24-hour. It's going to be our version of a triple crown. So a 24-hour race. We're either doing Indy or Talladega, or Daytona, should I say? But if it's Indy, it's going to be the Indy cars. If it's Daytona, it's the NASCARs, the stock cars, and a 100% race around Monaco and F1.
Bit of motorsport geekery. Do you know the only person who's done the triple crown?
Grant Hill.
Graham Hill.
Grant Hill.
Close.
God, who are you? Definitely not. If Fernando Alonso does it, he's got to have a full season in the sport. For me. Yeah. And for me, he's got to be in Indy for a full season to get a full, not just for one day, for one race. Got to do a full season to get properly used to it. For me. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys. Yeah, massive thank you. Nikki and Fury, thanks for jumping over onto our channel. Cheers, boys. Appreciate that.
Doing an awesome job here. And,
Yes.
Tomorrow night, me and Matt are going to go at it once again for the F1 race.
Yeah, Matt will go at it, Dan will spin, and that'll be it.
Hey, I'm feeling quite good.
Somebody's got to be running around.
I'm feeling good. Hey, Dad, are you free tomorrow?
It's a race for third place, this is, because Green Pies and Just Jose will be gone, and it'll be between me, Dan, GBD, Gary, Brown Recluse, the 2 Alfa Romeos.
The whole pack, basically.
Provided no one decides to be silly into turn 1.
Dad, are you free tomorrow night?
I'm talking to your sister early evening.
What's early
why'd you
evening?
ask?
What's early evening?
Oh, I don't know, 6 o'clock-ish, something like that, 6, 7 o'clock.
Okay. I was going to ask if you wanted. I was going to ask if you fancied commentating F1 because
I've got the game, Dan.
Oh, okay. Push 7.
No, I ain't got the game, and I ain't even got space on my hard drive to download it.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah, sorry, I can't.
That's alright. That's alright. We're just struggling to find someone to do it. Andy can't do it. I don't know where Andy is, but
yeah, what's happened to Andy then?
I don't know. But before we get onto that, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye to my stream. See you later.
Okay.
And see you all tomorrow, I guess.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Daniel stream people.
Hang on.
Are you out?
Yeah, I'm out now.
Are you sure you're out?
Let me just give it a sec. Yeah, I'm out. I'm
Fuck
out.
shit, wank tick bollocks.
So,
if you're not out, unlucky.
All bag.
So, is Andy gone away on a homosexual week?
I don't know. I don't know where he's disappeared to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Matt, thanks for sending me your logo. It looks sick now.
Welcome.
I'm gonna adjust and edit that now and make that my thumbnail.
Yes.
It's annoying I can't set a thumbnail when you start the live stream.
Oh, are you streaming straight from the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
The OBS software is free to download, Dan.
Yeah, I ain't got enough space.
The problem is as well, do you know the minute you load your menu screens up or your dashboard screen, you get just a blue screen on the stream, which is why I'm glad I got OBS for this year, because season 1 that was a problem I kept having. If something happened, or to get the invites out for an interview, we had to go through that. So yeah.
Is it reasonably easy to do the basics on the OBS?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I've downloaded it on my computer. I want to do some other stuff with it. I want to do a radio show, but I've got to sit down and learn how to use it. So
yeah, it's pretty easy to learn the basics. If I know the basics, I'm sure you'll be able to pick them up, because I'm all right with bits.
Yeah.
Pretty much done. Some stuff.
So Matt, what is your thoughts for the plan for the Le Mans 2.4?
So I'm going to put a vote out in a moment for what day, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
See what kind of see what we're looking at getting, and then it will be 5 LMP1, 5 LMP2, and 6 GTE. Because you can only have the 16 cars, so 5 of each of the LMPs, 6 GTE on the circuit.
And you're not thinking about running. Well, if there's enough interest, you'll run 2 nights, will you?
If there's enough where people, if we can get a good sized grid and a good variety of the car, I'll run both nights. If not, I may only just see if people can do both nights and do it on just either or, because if there's not going to be enough variety of the car on the grid, I don't know what the point is. I'll be doing something though, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're going to run LMP2, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm running LMP2.
I might run.
How many have you got in each category so far? I know you just said
again. I can't tell you at the minute. I'm going to ask that question when I find out who's doing what night.
Yeah.
There's a lot of GTE drivers I've heard.
I mean, I will do it twice if it means bigging up the numbers.
If that's what you want. If you're happy to do it twice.
I'll do it twice. I'm always happy to do it twice. I'll do one night where I'll do LMP2, and then another night I'll do LMP1.
Cool.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do both. I want to, well, not both nights. I want to kind of commentate and drive, but I want to do. Was it GTE or GT3?
GTE.
GTE.
They're much better than GT3s. They're so much better.
The Ferrari isn't so bad in the GTE, is it?
You want the Ford GT.
Do I?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. The Ford GT is the best handling car by far.
Right. Well, I kind of fancied racing it, and I kind of fancy commentating it. So, you know. So 2 nights would suit me down to the ground, wouldn't it?
Oh, what's Sooty sent here?
Well, it's up to you. It's like when's best for you to race, which is best for you to commentate.
Right.
Thursday.
I'm going to jump in the admin party to sort some reviews out. I shall put a thing out and text you guys over the weekend.